Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master, I guess your astonishing master today. Because you see, today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Jeff Talanian's very cool and soon-to-be obsolete Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, 2nd edition. And with me today are the stars of the Reavers of Thule campaign. I'll go through the order. I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? And actually, we're going to start off with a new face, a familiar face, and a new face. First up is Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert, formerly a rune graver, which I finally got the name right after Kevin destroyed it for so long and then too promptly died.
Promptly playing 60 sessions.
Yes, I'm playing Sard Luxonde, who happens to be a Esquimaux from a small fishing village under the Chromarium Empire. Okay. And I don't know where he is yet. We haven't discussed this. So.
Yeah, nice.
He's third level. Third level.
And what is he? Is Cryomancer?
Cryomancer, yep.
Nice.
And far too many hit points for my liking. far too few hit points.
I'd say far too many. Like, I'll take care of that for you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I am playing Xanico, who is a devotee of the Great Feathered Serpent who guarantees the world. One of his converts was lost last time, which is always unfortunate. You know, when the flock grows a little smaller and everyone's hearts grow harder, it's harder for them to accept that the Great Feathered Serpent has a plan for us all. But, you know, it's going to be okay, because I have a sneaking suspicion that he's going to get a new flock member.
Yeah, nice. And next up is Carl.
Hello, I'm playing Iphigenia Acantadoris. She is a warlock. That's right. She's a warlock specializing in necromantic spells. And I guess you could bring Robert's Runegraver back, but it would be a zombie or something.
Good news and bad news, Robert.
Yeah. All I get to do is go,
And last but certainly not least is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Amar Khalsa Singh. He is a 5th level monk from 18th century Earth.
Very nice. All right. So, guys, over the last few sessions, we have been dealing with the unfortunate fallout of a job that you were planning on doing for some newfound allies, the Toad Skippers. How did that plan go?
I don't know. I've missed so much.
Yeah.
So the Toad Skippers did not know about the were-crocodiles that were on this. So they wanted us to go basically reclaim this. The Toad Skippers wanted us to reclaim this holy site from the Man-Toads, or the Toad Men. I don't remember which one is which. But one of them is half Toad, half Man, and the other is half Man, half Toad. And it turns out there were these were-crocodiles there that are super nasty and have about 1 billion hit dice and a crazy AC and super, they ate all the Toad Skippers and we bravely ran away. And then there was a whole misadventure where the party got separated and then got sort of back together in the caves. And then we were sort of going around and investigating the caves that we believed to be underneath the holy site. And we sort of went around there and found all sorts of cool stuff, like ancient carvings. And we found this weird Atlantean scepter that was made to basically allow for, indigenous dictators to take over and all that sort of stuff, because the Atlanteans have... Not going to make that joke. Anyway, the Atlanteans seems like have a sort of foreign policy thing where they like to, give these staffs to natives so that the natives can, command obedience, I think is the word that Cassandali used. Oh, we met Cassandali again because I pulled out her orb and talked to her, and that's always fun.
Yeah.
And
we actually had a viewer specifically call like, I'm so glad to see Cassandali again.
Yeah.
and then we crossed the river, the underground river, and went sort of investigating, and we found we're trying to sort of advance up through the cave to try to get to the holy site, but it turns out we advanced up to the cave to the lair of the toad demigod, and the toad demigod had lunch on Reagan but was killed, and then we built a cairn for Reagan out of toad parts and stones, and now we're hanging out trying to figure out what we're going to do next, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are, you're surprisingly uninjured for how badly things went for Reagan.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a lot of room between uninjured and dead when you're rolling like 4d8 or whatever it was for damage.
Yeah. All right. So then, guys, we'll pick up with you guys still in the thing's lair. Now, hold on, I need to grab my notes because I believe... Didn't you guys find something in this thing as well?
We found some coins, a bunch of copper and electrum. We found some scrolls.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
And we found a strange stylized cloak pin that I think we figured out was magical because we can do the detect magic cantrip version or sense magic and see that there's a magical quality to it, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think the scroll was a scroll of darkness.
yeah, one necromancer scroll of darkness, one other magician scroll, and one scroll of protection from undead.
Oh, nice. Okay. I don't need to find my notes.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Might be helpful to have the notes for the other stuff.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so then what, with Reagan kind of put to rest, as it were, what is your plan next here? I believe all of this is in the morning as well, too. Like, morning came, you guys met up with, because Zanico and Iffy, you guys were traveling together, and then it was Amar and, or was it Amar and Iffy that were together?
It was Zanico and Reagan and Amar, and then Iffy and Dave's character, whose name escapes me right now.
Yeah.
Gwen. And then we met back up together and all that. So I think we discovered, and I can go over here and see, so this cave doesn't go anywhere, basically. This was just the lair of the frog.
Yeah. That's where you guys discovered that goo and whatnot. All right. So
it looks like we have to go back down and go a different direction.
Okay. So then, bidding goodbye to your fallen ally. Oh, and we talked, I can't remember if it was before we went live or when we were, after we started, but Robert mentioned that there is some gear that might be of...
Yeah, so what we left Reagan with her battle axe, because it seems appropriate to bury a warrior with her weapon, but the staff of curing I will take.
Her shittiest weapon.
Well, and her hammer. We left her hammer too. We've got them both like crossed over what remains of, classic. That's just paying it forward, right? Some adventurer's gonna find that and be like, awesome.
Exactly.
Oh, Karen, I gotta dig it out.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the staff of curing I will definitely take because that's been pretty helpful for us.
Okay.
Otherwise, Robert, there wasn't anything else that we talked about, right?
I don't think so. I mean, she's got a bunch of standard adventuring gear, but nothing.
Yeah, but nothing particularly stand out, I don't think. So okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh wait, the bundle of sleep smoke. I think I mentioned that. Brazier of sleep smoke. It's basically something that I don't know if it'll be useful. I kept trying to find a use for it, never did.
But it's a brazier, right?
Yeah, brazier. But other than that, no, she's got nothing else.
Okay.
A bunch of arrows, but no short bow. She always seemed to only have ever one of those at a time, either the bow or the arrows.
Okay. Then, with Reagan laid to rest in the lair of the thing that killed her, where would you guys like to go next?
And just back down, right?
Yeah, I guess
so
if there's a dead end there. It's pretty much the main choice.
no, this is there's a dead end here, so this is a little ledge, Amar. It's like 10 feet up, so we can climb back down and then go. I think there were 2 different paths in the cave system kind of over here, and we can just decide which one we want to go.
And Iphigenia can scout up ahead. She has the infrared vision.
Oh,
That lasts like all day,
Yeah.
nice.
12 hours.
Yeah, because you activated that, I think, like at the outset of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is like the little fairy fire island.
Yeah.
And doesn't somebody? It wasn't one of the things that happened with the nasty
Mutations.
Lovecraftians, dark vision. That somebody has like one eye that's dark vision now.
That
think that's
is.
That's George's character.
Yeah.
Malo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I can see out of it. So I can go like, what's Malo up to?
Yeah. And you see like the,
wow, okay.
the end, the
Maybe
last, what is it, the like production
Shake my
company
head.
teaser or thing for Family Ties. You just see a guy hammering away on a Selectric typewriter. Then please feel free to move yourselves down the ledge there.
All right. Excuse me.
Okay.
Are you guys coming?
You can still hear that from elsewhere in the cave.
Yeah, so there are a bunch, Amar, there are a bunch more frogs, but the other frogs haven't been hostile. We've sort of gotten understanding with them, by which I mean we move slowly around them and try not to get too close, and they don't attack us.
We've married among their people. Some of their daughters have now become our wives.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
We're like Alexander the Great with Roxanne.
Exactly. I don't know why I was thinking that. I'm like, yeah, we've married our generals off to them. This will be a bountiful land in years to come.
Exactly. All right, let's get going.
Okay.
And then, yeah,
You're carrying a torch, I believe, right, Seneco?
yes, because that's bigger than my light cantrip, and because I can do stuff with it.
I mean, I can scout up ahead if you want me to, right?
Yeah, if you want to scout up ahead. So this, I think, is where there's the divergence. So there's sort of main cave over here.
Give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to do one thing to make it a little more atmospheric.
Okay.
There you go.
Ah.
That way we got bright light and
we need a fight song, right on.
A fight song. But Jason was the only one willing to sing it, so
I know.
All right. So
what a Queen fan?
What you guys
rock you?
find is
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
that there is. There you go. Right here, there appears to be a. Am I in the right layer? Yeah. down this direction here, there is a cavern that seems to stretch out in a straight, like on a level kind of direction. And it sounds like there is talking that's happening.
Well, I will move to here and see if I can see in.
Sure.
If not, if I can't hear there, then I'll move to the edge of the map, hopefully not fall off.
It sounds like, honestly, like mewling. Sounds of, I think that, Iffy, you know these, the sounds well. These are the sounds of broken spirits.
Oh. Okay. I go back and tell them I believe that there are spirits in that room. I can hear their mewling. So do we want to, because this looks like it goes back around. I think we got to go that way, right?
Yeah, I think it looks like, because we sort of investigated this one, there's a little bit of a path here, but it looks like it connects back up with sort of the main cave. Yeah, it connects
back up, yeah.
Yeah, and the main cave, there doesn't seem to be really anything
except
to
frogs.
do in there except frogs. So I think we go the way that you just investigated.
Well, I go, Zanika, maybe you should go first. You are the priest. Maybe you can deal with the dead.
All right.
I'll back you up.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what you clergy folk do.
Okay. I will have the torch in one hand, and I'll have my other on my holy symbol, ready to do some turning in case there are undead down there.
Yep. Not a bad plan.
We can go to do.
Okay, bear with me 2 moments here.
Yeah, this is like the same day, right?
Same day, correct.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, what is
so I've already used the spark and the lightning bolt.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Need to quickly set something up here.
I haven't used any of my close and personal 3rd level spells yet. Maybe I should memorize one of those next time.
Which ones are those?
Like Strangle and Vampire touch.
Oh, cool. What does Vampire Touch do? Is it level drain?
It drains their hit points and gives them to you.
Oh, nice.
And Strangle, yeah.
I guess while we're setting this up too, one thing to consider is what we wish to do with 3rd edition. If we want to review it, I'm assuming we're not going to create new characters with it. Like, is that?
No, if we could convert, hopefully it's not. I mean, apparently, monks are the ones that are going to take the biggest change. So
yeah.
I don't know how they're dirty. Hopefully they don't nerf them.
Yeah, I'd like to see a preview of it, but
yeah, just
to get an idea.
Well, we could. A brilliant GM like Kevin could do like a one-shot of all 3rd edition, and we could play test it and then see if we can.
That is true. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Jeff Talanian's going to go to your house and go, "You can't play 2nd edition," and collect all your books, right?
No, but I think that it would be fun to. I think that's an outstanding idea, because that gives us a chance. Also, if we set a certain amount of XP, give you guys 16,000 XP. Make whatever characters you want with it. Yeah, it gives you a chance to bang around the ones you want, and then I'd bang around your characters. That would be
and we can see how it works if it really is that different, and if it's not that different, then we switch over.
Yeah, and then we'll try
if it's dramatically different, then we can decide, right?
And I mean, if there are certain things that I doubt it's going to change that dramatically, but if the monks are so different that your character's not recognizable any longer, we can use the existing rules. Yeah. Right. For
and that's the one thing I know is changed is the phases.
Yeah.
In combat, and that's something I enjoy.
Yeah, I know. Arlen ran
in the Ash session that I ran, the phases were kind of like a big deal, because the barbarians or the berserkers, they weren't close enough to close on the first phase, right? So if the bad guys hadn't been surprised, they would have gotten some shots in before the berserkers could actually get into melee.
And that's what I
Wow.
think is cool. It makes it the
Yeah,
fight
it's kind
a bit
of
more risky, a bit more dynamic. But
yeah, a bit more. It feels less artificial than kind of like take your full turn, and especially in some games where your turns get huge, later editions of Dungeons and Dragons, where it's like, okay, I'm going to do 4 things on my turn because I've got all these special abilities that I'm going to pop off. That always feels sort of like, okay, but in the fiction, it's all sort of happening at once. So doesn't it make more sense if it's like, okay, I'm going to do my one thing and then another thing and then another thing and another thing, and 2-phase thing I think helps with that.
Yeah. Like I said, I really enjoyed the tactical decision making that's involved with it.
Well, and it makes, I think, in the same way, like I talked about how much I enjoy the way shields work in Pathfinder 2, because it makes them feel present because it's a factor you have to decide on it. The magic coming after both melee and missile, I think, makes magic feel present as well too, because you have to really think about where you are in the battlefield. Robert will learn this quite well very soon. All right.
Yep.
So yeah, no, that sounds great. I don't mind. I know it's gonna be really unusual for us to house rule some stuff here, but you know, we'll live large. I did have someone ask, I'm like, what page is the Astonishing Fortune rules on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the Apocrypha, the book of Madison.
Exactly. Apocryphal Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. Although I think that would actually technically be with the way it's been for us. It's apocryphal hammersmen and hammersmiths of Thule.
Yeah, but I think even if they compress the phases, it's still supposed to be, at least in the commentary by Jeff Talanian, it's still supposed to be like you're a melee, they're a melee, you're a missile, they're a missile. It's still supposed to go back and forth, right? So
I like that a lot. I mean, like they're
most players just don't like that.
Most players don't like that.
They don't like they want to all go and then get all their stuff in, and then the bad guys.
Yeah.
At least
do like full on side initiatives.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's more like a tabletop board game, right?
Yeah, and it depends on where you're, like what games I guess you're coming from as well.
Right.
I mean, like Ars Magica back in 3rd edition had that sequential, like what you're doing dictates what order we're going to worry about you going in.
Well, even like the order thing comes from BX, right? Because isn't it move, missile, magic, melee?
Oh, AD&D did the same thing too.
Yeah, but in that, and I mean, traditionally it's like your turn goes and that does all those, and then right. I don't know if that's actually rules is written, because traditionally it has been, but I don't know if it was ever implied that like you go in that one phase and then they go. I think it's all you do all your phases, all your actions, and then they return.
I will say that for the sequential one where you just go in an order, it goes pretty quick too. Like the big advantage to that. And that was apparently just based on there's commentary in the rules compendium for 3rd edition. That was a really contentious thing when they introduced it. The idea that you roll initiative, then you just keep going through in the same order. It was not well received at first, but once they all got used to it, they're like, all right, this does play pretty quickly.
Well, and I think it works well for a tactical game where you're expected to, like, if you're expected to play in a grid and you have kind of like cool powers to use, you kind of need to know, like, okay, my turn is coming up and I'm going to be able to do this thing, instead of like it's not of the philosophy. It seems to me that there's a lot of stuff in that game that works with that philosophy, as opposed to the sort of, like, for instance, with Savage Worlds, you don't have often nearly as many kind of like at will power things, or if you do, it's more of a sort of like random, is it going to go off or not? So the randomness of the play order becomes a part of that too, that like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to get a turn to go, but I'm going to try to ace my dice when I do.
Yeah. Well, it's a big appeal of the the initiative system in AD&D 2, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it's individual and it depends on what you're doing. Your spells.
It started with this game, but the level of investment for the whole table in the initiative roll is much bigger in that in AD&D 2, where everyone, you're seeing everyone being like, yeah, when that 1 comes up, or like, when the 10 comes up. And it's a regular, feedback with it too.
Yeah.
But it's at the cost of having to do that every single round.
Yeah.
I suppose so. All right. So the length of encounter, I think, has an effect on your willingness to, or like the tolerance for that too. If your encounters are going to last 10 rounds, that's a lot of rolling initiative. But if they're lasting 4 rounds, that's not as bad. All right. So what we see here. There we go. All right. You want to know one of the best reasons to play Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, or Hyperborea, as it will soon be known? No dark vision. All right.
That's right. Yeah, you got to get magic items to be able to see in the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was played by our grandfather.
Reaching back, the tradition that goes back to the beginning.
Oh, I see my Gygax before me.
Except some of us are the grandfathers. Now.
All right. I believe I'm ready here, guys. Sorry about that.
I know where he
was sick. I'm
just hanging out. And it was good to chat about 3rd edition and what we want to do with it, since obviously it's kind of a big, it's one of those rare, you don't expect with the OSR games that you're going to get it's a new edition, what do we need to do with it type thing.
Right. Yeah. It's only like it's not the older game, it's the new game that you're expecting the next edition to come from.
Yeah.
And a 3rd edition as well, too. That's impressive that the game has managed to get it through itself, too. One of our viewers actually commented that he started watching us back 2.5 years ago, or shortly after the last Kickstarter. So, gone through a whole edition almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And all right, so guys, let me bring Iffy over here. I believe we're ready here now. Do I have all my dragons set up? I do. Good. I just need one more thing here. I still think... Oh, dang it. I keep meaning to... Oh, you know what? I'm on my art computer. What a dummy. I can just... I want to load my Toad Skipper image. And it's the same computer. Nope, not handout. Not handout. All right, here we go. Okay. Look at that chat, mercifully free of spam. Love it. Okay.
The legs people will go to spend their time to troll other people.
Yeah, it's really
amazes me.
That's what I was saying. It just boggles my mind.
Yeah.
You make 20 accounts just so you can be an a-hole.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess you already are an a-hole, but you have it.
Yeah.
I just have one account for that.
Yeah. All right.
Mark the tape. Will admits to being a troll.
No, it isn't meant to be a troll, just an a-hole. You can be. You don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Not all trolls are a-holes, or are all trolls a-holes?
I think it's a Venn diagram with a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
But there is some distinction between the two definitions.
Well, there are those nice trolls that just live under their bridge.
Well, there's some people that deserve trolling, is my point. And that therefore you're not really an a-hole if you troll them.
Okay. So let's take a look here. Grab Iffy here. Let
me believe we're already halfway through the month.
Here we go. Halfway through the which?
The month, pretty much.
Oh, I know. I can't believe it's August already. My God. Crazy. Crazy. All right, so this is what, if you find... Oh, that's Reagan. That's dead Reagan. Sorry. Your corpse. Clearly been playing.
I was asked by Mar if I was coming, but
to be fair, that would be a great image if somebody cast continual light like on their head, and so you had to carry around the dead adventurer's head to do your light source. Yeah. That would be pretty great. Very sword and sorcery.
Cast it on the tongue so that it jack-o'-lantern style.
Exactly.
All right, so Iffy, sorry, there you are. I mean, pin. Okay.
All right. Well, I thought Xanico was going to move on ahead too, right?
Xanico has a light. I wasn't sure if you wanted to reconnoiter first.
Okay. Well, I'll do that.
So there's definitely the sound of, as you get closer down, you can hear the sound.
Move to, like here. I guess I'll stick along this wall.
Sure. So the sound of misery is again one you can recognize, and that seems to be coming from up here.
Okay.
However, you hear the sound of more frogs down here.
This place is so weird.
You also can hear...
This way are frogs, right? You said?
Frogs, yep. It also sounds like this is... The echo that's in here, this is a much larger cavern than the one you came into from before. You also think you can hear the sound of speaking.
Oh, over the mewling.
Yeah. Yes, Sounds of Misery. Sounds of Misery was my cure cover band in high school.
Yeah, we're all going to develop rhinidophobia. All these damn frogs.
I'm intentionally using things other than frogs in my other games now. On a related note, gibbering mouthers.
Does Kevin Madison have rhinidophobia? I don't know.
I love frogs. The sharks are the only thing I'm really like. I've got any kind of issue with.
Yeah.
And I've almost always lived in a landlocked province.
So where were the voices coming from?
The voices are coming from up in this direction.
Okay, and is this like a formation, like a stalagmite?
Yeah, it's another pillar that seems where a stalagmite and a stalactite have reached together.
I'm going to dart across to here.
Okay.
Hide behind that.
Let me make a quick roll here. Time for a surreptitious roll.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right, so there's like a little niche. Is there anything inside this niche?
So what? There's nothing in there, but I think you can spy. I've actually got a new image. There. Yeah. Let me.
That's what we should do. We should create an audio track that is the sounds of rolling at random intervals, so you can just play that as part of the background noise, so that we don't know which rolls are real and which ones aren't.
Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. This. Is what you can see there.
Ooh, of course. And these are not toad skippers or...
They are not, definitely not toad skippers. The toad skippers,
those other things?
Now that I've actually loaded the image, I can give you a handout for it.
Toad skippers are the man toads. These are the toad men.
Toad men.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But what about the toad whites? What are they? Those are different too, right? Those are toad men. No, those are gator trolls, or gator frogs. The gator frogs.
The C-Tech cultists?
Yeah. All right. Well,
they're toad gator men.
And these are the ones that are talking. So where are the ghosts? The ghost sounds.
This is what the toad skippers look like.
Okay. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They're like from
Yeah, it's like Innsmouth, but more amphibian than...
There's Greeley, Port Greeley. That's what we would...
Yeah, oh, totally. Yeah. So these seem to be... you have seen guards in your day as they stand sort of, watching things. You can picture as well, too, they're not wearing the, rags that you can see in the thing. They're wearing detailed... This honestly very similar to the... Isn't it like it's leather armor you're wearing now, isn't it? Crocodile armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar in styling to what you've got on.
Okay.
And the sound of mewling and misery.
It's come from behind there. Okay.
Yeah, from that direction.
All right, it's probably good to report. And I guess are they watching the pond, the guards? Or are they watching? Like,
they
looking
seem
at their backs.
It's difficult to tell. You get the sense that this is another cave down over here, separate from this main chamber. This main chamber, from the way that the echoing goes and the water in here, it's like, picture the noise that comes from like a half full large pool, where the noise carries everywhere, and it's just it sounds much louder than what it is.
And this is like a beach.
This is a
beach
stony
or ledge. No, right here.
Yes, that's a little bit of a stony bit that comes out of the water.
Okay, it's not like and this is a wall, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go report back to everyone.
Okay.
And let them know. We could approach, or I don't know if we want to approach it. Maybe we could if we wanted to, but there's a niche that we could kind of collect our thoughts in before we,
Here, let me bring us back to
another species of anthropomorphoid.
They actually they look the same as the other ones. I'm just using a different token for them right now.
Yeah.
The other in fiction, they'll look the exact same as the ones you've encountered thus far. The same ones that have.
The cultists.
Yeah, yeah. Just the untransformed. Remember that when you first saw some of them. Oh, you haven't seen them transform yet, have you? They've only had just crocodile.
I did.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's exact same terrible toad folk.
Okay, but not no. The first time we encountered them, they were a host of whites, right? So a host of undead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I told Will this, but a viewer posted about how he cried out, "Well, no!" when that happened.
When you got drained.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should probably decide on our plan of attack.
So so they're the terrible toad men, so we're attacking them.
Well,
I mean, does anyone have any?
Not necessarily. I use plan of attack as like a general term for like how we want to deal with them, not like, because I do have this fancy new Atlantean scepter, and I know the word for it from Cass and Dolly, so we can see if I can command obedience from them with that.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to be super useful because I already used my Mystic Makawatil spell, so I'm basically down to heal spells. And
if we can avoid fighting and command them, and maybe if we command them, they'll tell you all their secrets, and then
Yeah, I don't know.
Bypass
I don't know
a lot
how
of dangers.
It actually works, but seems
I think
like
you stand out in the open as a target for them if it fails, but
Yeah.
But don't worry, I don't have any lightning bolt to back you up this time. But
oh boy,
but, Amar has his fancy gun. Is that what we're calling it? His fancy
ray gun?
Oh, the laying on hands, you mean?
No, the ray gun.
You're talking about my ray gun. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, Amar's got his ray gun in his fists, and Iphigenia has her winning personality, so I think we'll be good.
Well, Zanico, you got your Atlantean gun back, right?
Yes, I've got the Atlantean PDW also.
Right.
Although I'm not a great shot, to be honest.
What is that? Do you need to have like a proficiency in that, or how does that work?
No, I just have a lower fighting ability because I'm a cleric relative to a fighter of equivalent.
Like Iphigenia could use it as a ranged weapon.
Yep.
Yeah, Iphigenia could use it if you want to.
Yeah, maybe that's. I don't have any. I have a spear.
Do you guys have more than one? I thought that you guys. There's a couple of you that have
Kane
one.
has the other one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kane hoards everything. He doesn't.
I know. Yeah, Colin, come on.
Colin is the Hobbs of this game.
Oh, September.
Hobbs is the Hobbs of this game. He played initially and then life. That happens.
It happens.
It's like in our 2E game, he's got some magic items that we could use. And we're just stuck with that. Every time we play, it's like, oh yeah, Hobbs has got that.
That's a good idea. I mean, maybe it should, like in a session 0, one should establish like the player's not there and they have useful communal magical items? How does that work? But that would I think that have to be established. And
you could do like say that, because I think the thing is you don't want characters to feel like they've got like an MMO style inventory where it's just like I've got everything that the whole party has.
Establish like an armory, right?
Well, what we have that in our Night Below game, and the reason people started the reason people started keeping track of it though is that their camp got overrun with gibberlings. And everyone ran away, and one of the things that had all their magic items in it got fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
So
that was an interesting sequence. But yes, we could. So if I'm happy to let you use my Atlantean PDW if you want to do covering fire.
Overwatch. I'll do Overwatch.
All right. Let me put the.
You're delving into the terrible toad cult. Fails. What if it backfires? Like, what if it, what if then they command you?
I am not going to think about that.
Quit giving the DM ideas.
Yeah, for those listening at home, this is why you want to play with DMs as your players, because they keep feeding you better ideas than you have.
Strike that from the record.
You're taking over for me, Carl.
You can't use it. And courtroom parlance, you can't use that. Can't strike that from the record.
I don't want to argue with a lawyer.
The jury will ignore that.
One tries.
It's in the 3 years, coming on 3 years of us all playing together, I still have yet to do a courtroom scene. In any of the games we've run.
We kind of did, though, in that town.
You guys, the thing. You guys,
Yeah, we did. Yeah, because when we...
I stand corrected,
We did.
Yeah. And that's also, we talked a lot about the law in our Warhammer 2 game 2. Oh, speaking of which, you know what's in right now? And I'm going to pick up later on today? Children of the Horned Rat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I ordered the deluxe, so I got to wait a little bit for all of this.
This is the old school one.
Beautiful, huh?
This is the old. This is the
old
second
one.
edition
The
one.
old, I have the PDF. I don't think I have the
print.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have the print because the print for those 2E things for some of them, like the Chaos book and the Horned Rat book are like expensive.
The Career Compendium one as well too is like
that's interesting.
220 they're asking for it, and like I don't want it. I don't.
But I mean, I managed to get like the Tome of Salvation, the
Gods one.
The Gods one, because that's another one that and Tome of Sorcery are also really expensive.
Yeah. Okay, so do we have a plan in place now? I suppose the next question is do you intend on having a light out?
Yeah, so I think I will have a light.
Your torch?
My torch, so that because I can't see without it, right? So I'll have my torch, and then hopefully, so Amar can't see without the torch either, but Amar might be able to move kind of because Amar moves a lot faster than me, so he might be able to kind of hide in the shadows that I cast almost.
How many torches do you have on you?
How many torches do I have? I have not in that section. Let's see.
I have a couple more if we need.
Okay. The reason I ask is, I mean, for sure you've been down here an hour, so I think you're going to be down into the second one if you've been dealing with, the fallout from the fight with Reagan and then the exploration.
I was carrying like 8 torches, it looks like.
Okay, cool. So just cross off one of them. You're onto your second torch now. We'll assume that's sort of fresh right now and into your first hour. So let me bring you guys over to the new map.
We got to get ourselves some Atlantean flashlights.
Yeah. We're going to use those famous Atlantean names, Coalman. Coalman stoves and
we could call them torches too, because we don't know what flashlights are.
Yeah, we could
be all British.
Exactly.
That was kind of funny the other day.
Yeah, Che calling it a torch.
So people were like, "What? Torch?"
Yeah.
So it seems like the thing to do is for me to go up front. Amar will sort of hang out in the shadows behind me, and then Iphigenia, you can probably sort of like go wide.
Yeah.
And since you can see in the dark, right, we could set up kind of 2 points to fire from so that they can't take cover from both of you, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you want to go ahead a little bit, and then I will. So I've got the torch in one hand and the scepter in the other.
Okay. And the scepter doubles as, I believe we said, a light mace as well.
Oh, I don't remember that we said that, but yeah. I will add it.
Hold on. Is it a light mace or heavy mace? Let me see. I know it's not light mace, it's like footman's or whatever in this one. Footman's mace.
Cool. I will add that real quick. Weapons, melee weapons. I will say I'm hoping that the second edition book has as many bookmarks the third edition books have as many bookmarks as the second edition books, because it's really easy to use the PDFs with all the bookmarks. That's one thing that Jeff Tillini did really well. So you said a footman's mace.
Footman's mace, yeah.
All right. 1/1. No attack modifier. Footman's mace does. Oh, that's
is this like
hit.
Oh, because this is like the water is like in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder.
Amar, what is your part in this plan?
I've got my gun drawn, and I'm ready to, move up front whenever something might present itself. That's the one thing with the ray gun. You don't want to get in front of it.
Yep. So Amar,
not if you want to have kids.
Moves real quick. So
yeah.
So
and you've been sterilized.
If something goes crazy, my plan is to try to back off and let Amar take that front spot.
Okay.
So shall we start moving?
Please do.
Yeah, I think maybe it's probably better right here. No, can't.
All right. Stay. It seems like that's about the right range for us, Amar. Is you in sort of the second tier darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see Iphigenia up ahead.
Actually, if I remember properly, I've got a ring that generates light.
So you can hear, Zanico, there's a croaking. Let me see what you can see here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see up to like right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I got very little.
So I point like this direction.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can hear the sound of a croaking voice in a debased language that you cannot comprehend. Sounds like a Geonosian. Yeah, exactly. Poggle. It's Poggle the Lesser. Mm-hmm. All right. I think nothing for it but keep going, right?
Yeah. At this point.
And I'm trying to kind of show off this scepter in a sense, right? Hold it like above my head, so that if they see it, they hopefully recognize what it is, as opposed to being like saving it for the big reveal kind of thing. So up to here and up to here.
So what you can see is, now hold on. I think when you get to there, there's more angry croaking that's coming from the darkness. And Iffy, you can see from this angle, there are those things are pulling back, and they're about to throw spears at him. So let's
do something. Do something now.
Let's roll some initiative, guys.
All right.
So the let's see here. Robert, you have not had anything to do here apart from enjoy our camaraderie. So let's start off with you. Everyone decide, write in, I guess, what you're going to do with your round. Now, Sard, you have been sitting in darkness and cold among strangers for you've lost track of the days. You can assume that you have prepared spells but have not made use of them. You were unfortunately waylaid before you had a chance to do that, and you are tied up right now.
Okay.
Okay, but I think from where you are, you can see what looks like the first normal human. Normal, that's pejorative. The first unaltered, human face that you've seen since coming down here, and that person looks like. My goodness, I was like, well, it can't have been that long ago that I uploaded this thing. I run a lot of games. It seems. Okay, here we go. See if this displays properly. So this is what this person looks like. Yeah, it's broken.
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's not just me.
Yeah. Well,
I like where you go.
Second time lucky here. Yeah.
That's a fascinating face.
Oh, Roll20 is such a pain in the balls sometimes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Are you guys so?
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like Xanico.
Okay, got it.
And you, so it's a culture and a swarthy skinned fellow that is unlike anyone you've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And you can only, I think you also see the hostile silhouettes of your captors get in the way, and they and begin to get ready to throw some things. So has everyone put in what they're doing? Let's see here.
And
Yeah, excellent.
And so I should also put in commands, or am I?
If you want, if you have anything you wish to do, you are in a bit of a bind right now, both literally and figuratively. But
okay. Well, I think he's going to wait just a moment because he's probably somewhat surprised at this. So.
Okay, and then so Marv's gone. What about Iffy? What's Iffy doing?
Iphigenia is going to.
What is? You put it in that chat. Oh, that's weird. Xanico's image is now not displaying.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's just like. It just happened because it was fine before.
Yeah.
Well, I'm using the Xanico speak as thing.
Yeah.
So it's something up with the sheet image versus up
which is
with the.
And I'm getting so the handout that I made for the stranger, it displays the image in the preview, but it doesn't display it.
Yeah, and my sheet's doing the same thing because on the Reavers of Thule selector, it's got the mini version, but if you open up Xanico's sheet, the bio and info tab doesn't. It shows a broken image.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Which is weird because the other images seem to be fine.
Yep.
It's finicky sometimes. I may have uploaded an image that's too big, and it just doesn't like it.
Well, or
that
if something somehow I've had images just break over time that something gets corrupted or.
I wonder if let's do this here. Connect. Nah. No difference. All right, well, whatever. All right, so we got everyone listed in there too. Then, Robert, would you kindly, let's see here, beat. Ooh, my 3. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, high is good in this game.
Yeah.
All right. So then, first up, Iphigenia has called out that warning to you, Xanico. So first will be anyone got melee they're doing? I don't think so. All right. So then it is missile. You guys are up first. Iffy, I think. So shoot if hostilities are breaking out. You can see these things are about to throw from where you are. They're about to throw javelins.
Yeah, but that kind of messes up the...
Yeah, I think better to wait and see if my scepter works.
Okay. So then...
If that's okay, Virginia.
So yeah, Xanico,
I don't want you to get shot up, yeah.
You've got your torch. You sort of hold it in the direction like, wait! And let me make my attacks on you, Iffy, or in Xanico. Xanico, what's your AC again?
My AC is a 5.
5, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it won't break the concentration item.
Well, because magic items, you don't lose the spell when, like a normal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can still do it even if I get
So
hit.
one of them does graze you. You take 2 points of damage, Zanico, as one of these crude spears grazes you. Then it is your turn. What do you do?
So I hold up the spear and shout out the Atlantean word Ruthate.
Okay, and wah, 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 wah. There's a flash of light on that staff. It's a pale bluish light, and that pulses out. Now, give me 1 second here. I need to zoom out. I need to measure something.
All right.
And I'll snap to center here. Okay.
We are all thralls of Zanico now.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you I was making converts.
The great feathered serpent.
Yeah,
exactly.
Imhotep.
Imhotep.
Okay.
The great feathered serpent.
All right, so let me. I'm going to put green dots on some of these because that matches good old Zanico's color scheme. There we go. And Iffy, you are a trained warrior. You recognize when a combatant relaxes their combat stance. And you can see their shoulders slump. Amar, what were you doing this round? You're moving.
I was going to move.
Okay.
Just to get a little closer if possible.
Yeah. You also can see, if you move forward, Amar, that blue glow that comes from the scepter also comes from Zanico's eyes right now.
Oh, wow. Far out, man.
The spice.
The spice must flow.
Oh, man.
Okay. All right, that's what Zanico, that's what you did. Okay, I guess it's the next phase, right?
Oh, so you need 2 hands on this thing.
Oh, need 2 hands.
Yeah.
Well then I better pass the torch to somebody else.
I'm fine with you having the torch and this in the same, you know, like held together. The rod's not that big.
Okay.
So you're sort of bearing this thing before you.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Or I could make like a torch helmet.
Yeah. Did we say how many charges this thing has?
I did not write it down.
Okay, so give me. I think we didn't generate what.
Yeah.
Do they 2 rods?
Well, and Cass and Dolly, of course, would know how many charges it has. So, and we haven't actually identified it. So,
that's fantastic.
We don't know how many charges it has, but you should know how many charges it has.
Do your job, Madison.
Yeah. Come on.
No joke. We were in our 2 weeks ago in our Barrow Maze game. I was tracking the duration of John's light spell, and then just flicked it off without telling him. And it was a great moment of panic. Oh shit! And ran back into the torchlight. All right. So then, this thing is active, and alrighty. What do you wish to do next? The immediate hostilities seem to be forestalled. At least that's what you can see.
Looks like they've calmed. I tell them, it looks like they've calmed down.
Yeah.
Maybe we should move forward.
So I will. Yeah, I think if we, because I still can't see any of them.
Right.
So it was just shots out of the dark. But
I'll move forward. To see, can we do our full move then? If
please, go right ahead. I'll let you know if something changed. You guys can move.
I'll move up to here.
Yeah.
Oh, and I say I look at, I tell Amar, because I whisper to Amar, there's one more or less directly in front of us, and then 2 more out on the water that look like they've so far.
Can we tell how deep this water is, or is the torchlight just reflecting off the top?
Yeah,
so that
it's sort of reflecting off the top.
Okay.
If
I will walk out to about here.
Yeah.
And if it feels like it's getting really deep out here, then obviously I'll just skirt by the edge.
For where you are right now, it's about up to your knee.
Okay, that's fine.
It is getting deeper as you get closer to the center, but
yeah. But I figure because it looks like there's a wall here, so I figure I can.
Yeah, there's you can walk up. You can. It's not a ledge, so you can walk up to. If you keep walking straight and along the wall, you should be okay. You might be okay.
And my assumption is that if I need to concentrate on this thing to keep it going, that's what I'm doing. I guess I don't know for certain if that's because Cassandali didn't seem to know.
So you can sort of feel the power coming through this.
Yeah.
And so long as you've got both hands on this thing, you will continue to have power over it.
Awesome. So let's start. Let's move towards the Toadmen, and then I guess we'll figure out what we're going to do next.
Okay.
Yep.
So
And
stay along the shore. Yeah.
Sard, you can see
the wall.
This man seems to be your very hostile captors. Seem to be following, or at the very least, they're not hostile to this strange man walking with this glowing rod or baton and torch in his hand. And he seems to be followed by two other strange figures. One, a dusky-skinned man in azure robes, and another, or dark-skinned, I guess not dusky, and then another is a tall, pale, like almost as white as the snow of your homeland's skin, and dark-haired woman, a warrior from the way that she carries herself and her weapon.
And we are very much like the Hyperborea 3rd edition art. We both have guns.
Yeah.
Yes. And so from his vantage, he saw that he basically saw that they were going to the frogmen were going to attack.
Yes, and did in fact they did throw. You can't really see them because you don't have dark vision either.
Yep.
But you saw the silhouettes and you heard them croaking, and you know while you don't speak their debased tongue, you do know what. You're unfortunately well familiar with their cruelty and hostility, and they have thrown some things that you saw in sort of the silhouette, and then suddenly seemed to stop when the bluish glow began to come from this man's scepter.
Got it.
All right.
He's still watching. He's not saying anything right now. He's just observing.
Yeah. So as you get
unless he knows anything that is dangerous around his area that he would want to tell them about.
You can hear those strange. So you know that you are surrounded before you were plunged into darkness. You are surrounded by a number, probably about 6 of these deformed humans.
Okay. All right.
You can hear them crying.
Okay.
As you get within that distance, Xanako, the thing crouches down to its knees and sort of prostrates itself before you.
Appropriate for a cleric of the Great Feathered Serpent. In all seriousness, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of walk up towards them, and then I'm going to try to, obviously I don't necessarily know their language, but I'm going to try my kind of homeland language and see if it responds. And I'm going to say, are there more of your kind in the caves?
And you can hear there's a humming coming from the scepter. And
it's translating.
This thing gestures off in a direction and is croaking in its own tongue. And you can hear a sound fairly similar to Cassandali's voice comes. The entrance from the temple to the east. More.
About a unit.
More. Okay, so then I'll turn back to Amar and Iphigenia and say I asked if there were more, and they said there's more to the east.
Yeah, I guess Iphigenia will step up and she says, it looks like there are 2 to the northeast, and 1 I can see at the edge of my vision directly north.
None of them have a hostile posture as well.
None of them. Yeah.
All right, so then I'll walk forward to this sort of dry patch of land, and I will say, Toadman followers, to me! Because I want all of them that I'm controlling to just come to me.
Yep. Oh, it stepped on you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, you fused! Oh, God. Your character's now played by Jeff Goldblum. Oh, my God. Okay, here we go.
We are switching the genres today from the Star Trek Universal Translator to The Fly.
Yeah. That's the best thing about this game is there's absolutely no genres.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck you want to throw in, it fits in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that's
awesome.
what appeals to me about the Hyperborea verse. I mean, but I've had players, like Numenera, right? Players are like,
and that's
I don't
honestly, like,
understand
that's
what
the
genre
thing that-
is, and I said there is no genre.
It's the thing that I've liked the best about this is like, if you want to run a Howardian style game that has a what do you call it, like a Masters of the Universe, or sort of like Flash Gordon-esque or what do you call it, Thunder the Barbarian kind of vibe for it, with an OSR rules set for it. Like, there's no better choice than this. I think it's really solid. Okay, so they have now flanked you, and allow me to. I'll just give you control over these tokens.
So does it seem like to be? So we're not affected by the rod, are we?
You guys are not. No.
Oh.
It's almost like it's got some sort of coding in it to affect a certain, genome or something like that.
Maybe.
Seems like that would be an
what's
Atlantean
this way?
thing.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't want to give an item that could control everybody, especially not Atlanteans, to the indigenous.
Yeah.
Well, and again, like, seeing how effective this thing is, you think of that rival tribe. Because they've been in search of something similar. Imagine if they came across a power like this.
Yep. Nasty.
Yeah. All right, so Arlen, you should have control over all those ones with the green dot on them now. They have
this toad. What's up with him?
He is following along one of the terrible toadmen.
Ah, cool.
Kind of like a pet almost.
All right. So, and then Iphigenia, you're pointing off this way.
Yeah. I look in this direction, kind of covering our rear.
It looks like.
And he said the temple entrance is this way, right? That's what they.
He pointed back in.
He said east, so
in this direction.
Yeah, more this way.
Okay.
Hey, Kev, just a clarification. The man toads around me, they are.
The toad skippers?
They're also tied up, toadmen.
Yes, they were. They are prisoners as well.
Okay, got it. Sorry. So when he sees this group starting to move off this way, he calls out, probably a little hoarse. It's like they have prisoners here.
Okay.
Where's that voice coming from?
In the common tongue, you hear a voice come from over here.
I open fire. No, I'm just kidding.
And Robert's next character will be.
Yes.
I almost spit out my coffee.
All right. I guess we can go investigate.
All right, we're gonna go. I can go if you want. Hang out with your new friends.
Okay, I'll hang out and I'll just say, I'll start talking to them about how they'll be my honor guard, the first of my converts.
Heed to me, my followers.
Good news of the great feathered serpent.
Yeah.
So, how was your day?
Yeah. Okay. So
I'll just
move
hang
across
out with them, and I'll start asking them if I can get any more details about like how many there might be and sort of the layout down here.
Okay.
They don't seem like they're really good at communicating that sort of detail, but
Sure.
That doesn't hurt to try.
So we'll come back to you in a second. Let's let Iffy do that, and then I'll tell you what their responses are.
I'm gonna move across if I can I use the water walking. I don't know how long it lasts, but I'm gonna try to think water walking as I go across.
Okay.
But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, we looked it up on last session, right?
I don't know if it's like minutes or per day, or if it's like use per day, or how does that work?
Isn't it use per day, but it lasts like your caster level in hours or something ridiculous?
Yeah, it's a ridiculous length of time, and I think for these things, the default's like a caster level 8.
Okay.
So you're good to walk across the water.
All right, so I'll walk across, and so I'll just do my movement.
That used to be a great
patch of land.
I can't remember if anyone. Carl's a WoW player. That used to be a great thing in Lich King. There was one dungeon in one of the ones.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I hated that.
you had to jump down and then you fell into water, and like dick coat.
There's several of those.
Yeah, where you could turn on water walking. So like instead of falling through the water, they'd fall down and die. Because they hit it like it was a solid.
That happens like to Death Knights, right?
Death Knights can do that, and Shaman.
They can put the whole group into like water walking.
Yes, you'd be like, now here we go, poof, dead. Anyway, all right.
And you can, all right. So there's another thing over there.
So you can see that thing seems to be slumbering right now, or at least not moving.
And it looks like the great toad that we fought before.
Not quite as large. But definitely, of the same brood.
And Zard had not seen that?
Zard had not. I think you can still see only darkness, right?
Okay. I was just wondering, because you said that I saw some people around me. I'm just wondering.
No, when you were brought down here.
Yes, but I didn't see that. Okay.
Robert, why don't you? This is the first time we're seeing Zard in fiction here. Why don't you describe for Iffy what she sees there?
Well, he's obviously a little worse for the wear, but his face is somewhat sallow, a little yellow, and black hair, scraggly at the moment. His clothes are actually pretty also beat up as well. Like he, obviously everything's ripped, everything's and his face is, there's something about it. It's like just kind of gives you an impression, probably, probably not a good thing in a place like this, but almost a little bit ichthyoid, almost a little amphibious. But like it's more an impression. Like you don't look at him and think fish or frog. There's just something a little off with regards to that. But he's watching as you get closer, and if he has a torch or light.
No,
if he does not, no.
If he does not, okay. So
I gotta check something because Well, I see the prisoners that are. I see like a human and then toad skipper prisoners, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess if we're safe, well, I don't know. If that thing's slumbering, I don't want to shout across the.
Yeah. So how does Iffy see me then? There's light around me, or there's
Iffy has infravision.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So Sard still doesn't see her.
You can hear as well too.
Yep.
There sounds like Iffy. There are more over here.
Okay.
More frogs?
No,
prisoners?
more prisoners. Yeah. The sounds of the defeated are over here.
So I think.
And Sard stands out because you're familiar with the physiognomy of the toad skippers and the types of things they wear. Sard is not like that at all.
Sard does not does not look like that. Okay.
Not at all. He stands out.
I'm going to use a power from my so I can relate what's going on to the others about talking. I'm going to use a power from my ring. It's called Starlight.
Okay.
And it can illumine an area in a 60-foot diameter as though it was under the clearest, brightest starlight. So visibility becomes clear within 60 foot, dim for another 30 feet.
Okay.
And then the stars twinkle above in an illusionary way.
Cool. And where do you want to center that?
So these guys can see me too. I guess I'll center it like here.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
right
where
here.
are you thinking?
Like here. I think.
There. Okay. Yeah. Let me just get a...
Hold on.
No, this would be kind of cool. Okay, let me put this out here. And
You,
then...
Frodo Baggins, I give the light of Arendelle, our most beloved star.
All right. And it's... Did Carl say 60 feet of bright and 30 feet of dim?
Yeah, it's 60 foot bright and another 30 feet. It's big.
Nice. Okay.
It's once per day, right? So.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you... And then let's see if this works.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully doesn't wake up anybody.
So you can see this cavern now is fully illuminated. Let me make a check here. Uh-oh. So you can see everyone who has been in darkness here, Sard and the Toad Skippers, they all kind of your eyes are oh gosh. But I think you, Sard, you react. You recover first from these. The rest of you can see what's going on. The Toad Skippers, who are allied to you right now, Xaniko, who have been describing the area behind you and whatnot. They all kind of and the rod translates sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iffy,
well, and they were in total darkness before, so it seems like they might have, they might not like bright lights.
Yeah.
I guess it's still dim light, it seems. Well, no, it says, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's funny
because visibility becomes clear. Yeah, it's weird. It says visibility becomes
starlight,
clear.
right? Like in actuality, just starlight is pretty dim, but so maybe it's a lot of stars.
It's a lot of stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Crystal Cave or something, right? And I do. I'm keeping an eye on this thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't wake up.
So that's because you've been keeping an eye on that. What you do see is with it sitting down, it lazily, one giant eye opens up, and then a second one opens. And we'll take our mid-session break, guys, and come back and see what happens next. So, for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily.
That's a handy spell. I'm glad I could use some of these utility spells from the Ring of Shooting Stars.
Yeah, it's a really cool item, especially for and like the it's the one that does that let you do lightning bolt, or is it fireballs that you do like lightning bolt?
No, it does the meteor thing and the spark shower.
Oh, okay, yeah, underground, cool. All right, then for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily.
Thought I turned my camera off. I guess not.
Okay. I will mention, I was reminded by a post from Jimmy Palmiotti on Twitter that today is Free Comic Book Day. So if you are joining us live on today and you do have a friendly comic book store in your local neighborhood, if you swing by there, you can get some pretty awesome free comics today. And I don't think there's anything. The most, I think my favorite, most recent release of any title is Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar's Conan series is one of my favorite comics I've ever read. It is super fucking good. It looks incredible. And it is just, it feels so appropriate to a Conan story. Easily holds up to the Roy Thomas and John Buscema era of Conan.
I read a couple of more recent, like the Dark Horse, I don't remember who did Conan comics. I thought they were pretty good, except that they used the Howard stories, but they sort of expanded on them, and it was really easy to tell what was expanded and what was Howard original.
Yeah, that was, so Dark Horse had that before. Kurt Busiek and actually a Calgary artist named Kerry Nord, originally from Calgary, they did that series for the first little bit. They're good, and they were really good. Just this one, it's a 12-issue series. And like setting aside, it feels Conan, like authentic to the Conan material. Mahmoud Asrar is a phenomenal artist. He does a great Conan, and like great environments and whatnot. He goes to the Bachkan Isles. He goes to God. I think there's Zamora is in it. You see he returns to Cimmeria at one point. Like there's great different environments in it. Setting all of that aside, it's also a really good miniseries. It really takes advantage of the limited series structure to tell a cohesive story that's made up of individual things. Like, it's an exquisitely structured story, and it just happens to also be a Conan story, and it looks incredible because of Asrar's art. Well, let's see here. Yeah, like here's that's Asrar's Conan.
Nice.
Get to focus in. Come on. Yeah, he's yeah. Conan the pirate. Oh, it's just not focusing in. No. In any event, it's worth. Definitely worth checking out. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay. So just we'll wait for Carl to get back, and then we will roll some initiative. You know, I'll take a moment here and find some stats. How does that work? Okay.
Kev, I assume that Assard, they took his spell book and all other equipment.
What does your spell book look like?
The spell book would probably be. I don't think I didn't really think about this a whole lot. I have a big idea.
Because if he's from an Inuit tribe, then
yeah, it'd probably be some sort of a leather, maybe with a stitching on it. So he, instead of writing, he uses a stitching to make the
yeah. So it's like letters. A hide that rolls up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's still on him. Your other gear is gone, but you'll have your spellbook still on you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And let's see here.
Oh, and I was looking through. I thought I had one more spell that I hadn't picked yet, but I picked it. But I get 4th level spells assuming that I level up from a session or two now. So that'll be exciting because there's some cool cleric stuff at that high.
That
some
is
big,
awesome.
Big stuff that you can do. Which is always fun, you know, when you play a caster class and it's like, I don't get very many hit points. I'm not very good at fighting things, but finally I can do big badass spells. Been waiting the whole career for the chance to pop off one of these, that sort of thing.
I'd say it's the fun for these old school games too. Like that is the fun because the spells are often so unbalanced that it's the payoff is you get to be this incredible badass.
Yeah. One of the things I like about Dungeon Crawl Classics is that the way it works is like you roll a dice for the spell effect. So sometimes you can bound it, like you'd say, okay, I don't want it to be bigger than this, but in some cases you can't. So as you get more powerful, your spells get more powerful because you roll bigger dice. And but the problem is, it's like, okay, I really only want the fireball in this small area, but oops, I just rolled a critical success, and it's about 2 times as big as I wanted it to be.
Well, there's some of that with old school other spells. That there's spells that, like Magic Missile, right, gets better as you level.
But they do that for every spell.
Doing it for every spell is pretty cool.
One of our, I think it's Broga, is starting today running his, kicking off his Barrel Maze game with DCC. So, one of the regulars on the Dungeon Musings Discord server and in our Barrel Maze games. All right, so maybe we'll kick things off here. Sounds like Carl's being delayed by something. So, oh boy. This thing is lumbering to its feet and looks the way that the other the toad skippers are reacting tells you that they're a little worried about what's about to happen. So why don't you guys decide what you're doing for your first round?
Let's see.
And it's only your hands are bound, Sard.
Yeah. If you use a magic item, can you move after, or is it any spell effect you can't move after?
Good question. I think it's only spell effect, but let's take a look here.
Okay. Because I know, right? If you cast, you can't be casting on the move.
And if you do range attacks, you can't move either. So there may be the same restriction.
Unless you're like a fighter, because they're special. Carl, we were worried about you. Which I mean, we were worried about Iphigenia because we're about to pop off with the giant toad.
Actually, we're more worried about ourselves. But.
So I was probably going to do missile.
Interesting. Okay, so magic items. Magic devices, including all manner of rods, staves, wands, rings, potions, scrolls, and miscellaneous magic items. If a device user is struck before discharging the device, the referee may impose a reasonable chance, 1 in 6 for a wand or 1 in 12 for a ring, that the device has been struck. If so, it may be destroyed. If a spellcaster likes to move before casting and is struck whilst advancing, the spell will not be disrupted. For example, if you take a move... You actually might not be able to move after.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I think, like in AD&D, I think you're a little more free to do that, but the way they treat magic items in this, it seems like it's just like the others.
Makes sense.
And you got both hands on that staff of yours right now, too.
Yep. So rod. I'm just gonna...
Okay. All right, so then... let's roll initiative. So I think, Robert, you kicked my ass last time. So here we go. Would you kindly beat my 3? Nice.
Yes.
All right. So then first up is a melee. We have nobody doing any melee except for ye old Toad. So let's see here. Toad leaps for the first round. Hold on. Actually, I got to see if it can actually get to you. If it can't get to you, I have to move this round. It can't get to you. It's going to be moving. It could charge though, can't it? Yep. So faster than you think that like something this bulky could move. If it leaps itself up, and all you have, it's smaller than the that ancient creature that killed Reagan. But I mean, as its jaw opens, you can see the same jagged teeth within. When it lands down, splashing water displaced by its bulbous belly, and it tries to bite you. What's your AC right now?
Right now it is pretty good. It's still a 1, yeah.
Still a 1? Okay, yeah. So then this thing
actually it'd be it'd be less. Because I wouldn't have my shield if I have PDW. So.
Oh, okay.
All right. So like it's be like a 4. Let's see what? Yeah, 4.
A 4? Okay, that's.
You have a magic shield?
Yep.
Oh man.
So
gonna loot your body when you die too.
So this thing lands, and fortunately, I can't remember. Do you have your shield out right now?
No, because I have the PDW.
Oh, right. Okay, so you land, and this thing snaps at you, but you're able to keep yourself back and not get bit. Then it is missile, which is iffy.
Can I fire at close range, or do that?
I don't think you can fire at a target that you're in melee with. I think we looked this up before. Because I think you can fire at things that you're not in melee with. You can try and move away from this. Let's see here.
Yeah, but it's...
Yeah, engage with ally is -2 to hit. Let's see here. Missile attacks. I've been reading a lot of D20 Modern for it, and they you can use pistols in melee, but you can't use long arms. Mm-hmm. And I think this is one of those things that there is a hole in the rules where you can fire at a target that's in melee, but I don't think you can. There's not a listed penalty for firing to an adjacent target.
If its target is in short range, a missile shooter may attempt to thread the needle, firing at a -2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's with an ally. If a missile target is engaged with an ally, it's not an adjacent target. Turn mostly concealed. Here's what I'll say is I'm going to give -4 to hit for firing against an adjacent target with the PDW.
Okay.
Okay.
I got three shots. So.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know how to impose a minus, but we'll just do it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, so I'll treat its AC as better.
I don't know why the damage is so high.
So that hits.
Oh, it's 11 points of damage. I don't think strength, right?
Oh, yeah. Did you put it as a melee weapon?
Okay. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay.
I just added it. So take the 3 off.
Yep. So that hit. Go ahead.
That's AC 1.
AC 0,
which is also max.
-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So another 11, and then the last one.
Come on.
Oh,
so that one misses. But yeah,
man,
you get
that damage is crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 of them.
5.
Excellent. Make sure you mark off the charges on the device as well.
Okay.
I wish Reagan had hit like that.
And that took a minus. Yeah, I rolled 15, 16.
15, a 16, and a 7.
And 3 shots, right? So.
Yep, okay. Good stuff. All right, and that it hits it. Like the Zorching does a pretty good job on this thing. Okay. Bursts the beam, actually cuts through on one of those things, so you can see it come out the other side. This thing is quite badly injured right now. Then we have moves. So we got Amar, and we've got Zaniko. Sorry, Magica. Zaniko, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I am going to command my new buddies, and I'm going to say, "Protect my companion," and I'm gonna.
Yep. So each of those things can move. They've got a movement of 30.
So I'll move them.
And they're not affected by water, so you can they treat water as if it's normal terrain, not
I'll just move everybody and then move me back because that's easier. 1, 2, 3, and then move me back to here.
Okay. Go, my toady minions.
Exactly.
All right, my toadies. Then what about you, Sard?
Sard, well, he sees how badly damaged this thing was by that weapon, but he's still going to try to move towards the group.
Okay.
Just hoping to get under their protection. It's out to here.
Okay. The toad skippers are just cowering in fear. Then it is, that's the end of the first round. We're on to, or first phase. We're under phase 2. We have, Omar, did you move?
Oh, Omar needs to move.
Yeah. What does the water do with movement?
Treat it as difficult terrain. Just double, costs 2 squares for every square of water.
Okay, for every 1 square. Okay,
Yep.
So that would be 25 foot.
That's right, you're so quick. Love it.
Yeah, it's about the best thing. I should be able to get to there.
Yeah, hopefully they won't lower the movement of monks, right, in the next edition.
It's a great...
Yeah.
Yeah. The monks are really good in Ash.
I think they are. They're really... they're pretty popular, too. A lot of monk play, apparently, but so I think there's some concern that they're going to nerf them.
Yeah, if they do, we'll keep Amar the way he is. I haven't felt that Amar's been overpowered at all.
No. In fact, you level drained him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he was powerful, then
He's playing with a handicap, exactly.
Hold him back down.
That's right. I was about to get too bad.
Oh, man. Okay, then it is second phase. So we have Missile will be the first interesting thing happening here. Amar, did you want to...
I'm afraid I'll hit Carl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get an angle on this thing, and if he's just unloading with this Atlantean, whatever, carbine, I guess, laser carbine. Then it is everyone else who has a move for that second phase. So your toad skippers can move another 3 squares, and it looks like that Inuit fellow is running out.
Yeah, he's going to go over here. I think he can only get one square.
Okay. So you start splashing into the water.
Yep. Yeah. Carefully. Since his hands are tied, he doesn't want to fall face first into it. So.
Agreed.
But if there's anything like it getting deep in front of him, he's going to stop.
Yeah.
He's basically just trying to get into a position so he's close.
Is now when I should reveal the piercer? Or...
Yeah. Yeah, this one doesn't know to look up yet.
Oh, God. All right, so then that, I believe, is the end of the round, guys. We are on to round 2. Everyone decide what you want to do with your round? I got to make a morale check for this toad.
Yeah, I was going to move, but I guess I can't withdraw safely, right? So I'll skip that.
No, because of the,
the proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there any chance? So he's kind of been testing these bonds for a while. Does he feel like there's any chance he could break them? Like you can
make a feat of strength, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. So we'll do that.
Okay. Then.
I mean, his strength isn't that great, but.
That's why we roll dice. Those unexpected results are pretty awesome.
Fun. Yep.
Okay, so then, Robert, now that everyone knows what they're doing here, oh, mama, which kind of beat my 6.
No.
All right. Iffy, you can see that this thing is trying to get away.
Okay.
So you can feel free. It's you will have an action before it. Well, what do you do this round, Iffy?
Oh yeah, I forgot to. I was gonna. I mean, what kind of an action is this? I don't want to drop the laser carbine, but my idea was to basically sling the laser carbine and then pull out my shield. I don't know if I'll have enough.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it having a kind of like a strap on it that you're just going to let go
that's
of
what
it.
I thought.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop it in the water.
No.
Yep.
And then, but I'll sling. But I guess I don't have enough action to draw a weapon. But that's all I was going to do. So unless I can shield dash it,
well, it'll be a free action to let go of the thing, and I think that you can draw a weapon with a readied weapon, like it's coming from a holster or a scabbard. You can draw it and attack in the same round.
Okay, then I guess I'll probably like sling the carbine, draw her bastard sword.
Yep. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Hold
Then.
the shield up, if possible. If not, then. So can I have the shield or no? That's my intention. If I can't, then
So the shield would be your action. If you're trying to ready that, that's a little different than just.
Okay, so I'll just attack two hands with the with the bastard sword.
Go right ahead.
Let me change something here.
Go.
Actually, no, it's okay. Sorry. All right. There we go.
Comes up and down.
I probably miss. Unless I get a
narrow miss. No.
Yeah.
You guys have
bonus.
4 points of astonishing fortune and an hour left.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sure. I'll use an astonishing fortune to
Go ahead.
roll that.
Yep.
Oh,
Roll 20. Come on.
Yeah, there's no bonus, right? With if it's fleeing, like no.
No. So that.
Okay.
You may get an attack of
Yes,
opportunity
yes.
though, and I think that in this game you get a bonus to hit on the attacks of opportunity.
Oh, did we win?
Cowards. Cowards definitely get a get punished in this. Then it is hold. Toadman gets a melee.
Yeah, Toadman, a couple of them can get into melee. Assuming that they're going to do what I told them, because
Yep.
Yeah.
They can go. You could just move that block around
So
if you
this
suppose.
one,
Yep.
and this one can go here and then here, and then this one can go here and here, and the other ones can't get into melee. So 3d20.
Yes, please.
3d20.
2 hits, and they'll do 1d6 plus 1 damage, please. Each. Yeah, so they leap in beside you, Iffy, and just start skewering this thing. It croaks once, and then lies as still as its ancient ancestor, dead in the other chamber. So, Sard, what are you doing?
Well, Sard, since it's all probably happening at the same time he's going to still do his feat of strength test.
Yep, go ahead. Come on. No, 4%. Still
Very,
pretty
very
good.
bad.
Yeah.
And he might actually fall over. That was actually, yeah.
No, you're straight. You guys can see that that Inuit fellow is trying to break his bonds.
So I'll walk over there, and I'll say, "Hold still," and I'll take the bastard sword and.
Yep. You are
If that's
free.
too hard, I can pull out my dagger of venom and hopefully don't.
Yeah, no, you're quite. That's easily
And
done.
I'll sort of start walking over, and I'll tell the Toadmen free the other prisoners, so that they'll hopefully go and they can start freeing the.
Are those guys? Are the toad skippers affected by the command?
They are not. They don't seem to be.
Ah.
At least they're not slavishly loyal the way that these things are. I'm assuming you're keeping your both hands on your rod too. Oh, and go ahead, Arlen. Sorry, go ahead.
So Sard, as soon as he's freed, his hands come to the front and he kind of rubs them and he says, "Thank you." His voice still kind of hoarse from being down here without food or water.
Yeah.
And did he I'm guessing, this is player character, any idea that they might have been feeding the prisoners to the toad, or did he hear anything like that?
They have been taking the prisoners, and it's unclear what they're doing. You haven't heard them fed to this thing like that. Seeing that toad was as much of a shock to you as it was to them as well too.
Okay, got it.
But they have been taking them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not sure what this. I can tell you that you were traveling across a lake when you were set upon.
Okay. It says, "Well, thank you. I don't know what would have happened It looks around.
No problem. That's what we're here for. We're the big damn heroes of this tale.
All right.
So good to have you. How did you get here? Unless it's a very long tale, and then maybe when we take a rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, Kevin. I actually worked out the specifics of that. But,
We're going to be exploring that in game.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
Just like Xanico, we're going to be discovering his backstory as we play.
Yep.
Okay. Although everything that you said in Discord, all of that is true. All of that is definitely accurate.
Okay, got it.
Including the part of you being part Fangdragon. So
yes.
Yeah. All right then. So with these things freed, and what I said when you were away, Arlen, is that I'm assuming you've got both hands on that, and that you're continuing to
maintaining my control as long as I can.
Yep. So all these toad skippers are freed, and you guys can see that they are actually, if you talk to them a little bit, they don't. Maybe one of them is from the tribe that you guys were part of, or that you met with. Mm-hmm. But they're not. They were not part of your invasion force, as it were. Mm-hmm. These people have been plucked up from communities all around that big series of lakes, and brought back here.
So, next question: do these the Toad Men have daggers or backup weapons that they could pass out to the Toad Skippers, or are they?
Yep, they're happy to do that. Yep.
All right. So, seems like that's what makes sense, is to pass out, daggers or whatever. Not super effective, but every little bit helps.
They're also in really bad shape as well, too.
Well, that's true. Okay. So I've got some. I could heal up.
I like that the one toad skipper looks like he's got a blue eye.
Yeah.
Because it's over the.
Okay, so
I didn't intend it to look this way, but because the toad skipper token looks, I think it looks pretty good shrunken down like that. It looks. Yeah. I gotta draw more of those. This is really easy to bang out. I should be able to do just headshots for all of your characters.
Yeah.
All right. I will.
The promised action shot of Iphigenia.
I know.
Torching that ghost. Yeah. I know. I kid.
No, it's got to be back on my to-dos, and because I think I started on Iffy. I just wasn't happy with the pose that I had.
All right, so the Toad Skippers are pretty beat up, and I feel like they're probably not going to be super helpful in a fight, and we don't want to just let them die for nothing. What I'll tell them is, why don't you guys stay behind us? In my language, I will say, why don't you guys stay behind us, and we'll see if we can't get you guys back to safety.
Yeah.
And then I'll maintain control of my Toad Men and sort of say, all right, you guys guard these Toad Skippers, and we'll deal with whatever else is coming. Iphigenia doesn't agree, but
this is the
what? What are we going?
This is the pose that we started with. So I have started on Iffy's.
No, I don't know. I think if it's a lightning bolt. Are you talking a general drawing for her? Or
the same thing I did for Amar and for Xanico. Something that's just a head-to-toe shot.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I mean, you're the artist, so I don't.
such as it is. What? So I'm sorry. What were you guys thinking here? Sart, have you revealed to them what you're capable of?
My name is. Sorry, why? Say that again.
I guess we should go. I mean, definitely we want to check out over here because the last nest had stuff, and we can also cut this thing open, the frog.
Yep.
You said what I'm here for?
What I asked is, Sart, if you revealed what you're capable of.
No, not yet. Although once things calm down a little, he says, I think I might be useful. I can cast spells, which might be useful in this area.
Nothing wrong with casting spells.
Yeah. And my name is, and he actually pauses about my name is Sard Laxonde, and he kind of looks at people like he's a little expectant.
I love the idea. Your character's name is Sard Laxonde.
Yeah.
Clearly, your magic didn't prevent you from being captured.
Mm-hmm.
No, it did not.
Well, my name is Xanico, and I'm a cleric of the Great Feathered Serpent who guarantees the world, and you'll learn a lot about him in the coming days. This is Iphigenia, my favorite warlock, and Amar, my favorite monk.
Don't tell Mallow.
It's okay. Mallow is my favorite haste caster. That's my title for him.
There you go.
Age inducer.
Yeah,
age inducer.
Exactly. What you realize as well too, Sard, now that you're closer to this warrior woman, you realize that she may have some studies in sorcery, because there are some odd, like there's a spell component bag. There are some odd, like medallions or other like occult gewgaws that are around her. Maybe more.
She wears a wolf helm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Iphigenia looks pretty intimidating, right?
Yeah,
she's tall too.
Yeah. He doesn't look too intimidated, but he's definitely scanning the different.
I'm rolling initiative.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you only have 12 hit points, meta this, right? Iphigenia could probably cut you down in like one round.
Of course.
Yeah. Especially at 8 armor class or something.
Yeah.
This new kid, she's grabbed her around the throat. Tell me you're scared.
Yes. I find your
I just freed you.
Your lack of fear disturbing.
Yeah. One thing you can see that's unusual about Iffy is that her eyes are 2 different colors.
Yeah, they're 2 different colors, and there's probably like some scarring, like around.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how.
Well, isn't there scarring on like one side of her face too?
Oh yeah, one side of her. Well, it's hard to tell with the helmet. She's burned on one side of her face. Unless the people fixed it.
Yeah, I think that was fixed. She's been restored. And the scars, they are.
That's interesting.
Twisted they may be in their their surgical, experimentation. They're very good at it.
She's gonna have a different view of them then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She likes them. Well, not so bad.
No, not so bad. The Ixians, when they burned me for punishment, when I didn't, prune their rose garden correctly, we did the cone people. I don't know. Do we know what they were called actually?
I think you guys have been calling them the sleepers.
The sleepers like fixed her scarring, so maybe it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, this is, and if you. If you happen to mention them whatsoever, I don't know why that would come up in conversation here, but Sard, you will recognize what they are describing in
interesting
a horrific and traumatizing way, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's see here. What? So you're searching the goo. There's nothing in the goo, but cutting this thing open does reveal something.
Ooh.
Would you kindly give us a, let's see here, percentile roll, please?
Okay.
Whoever is cutting this thing open. Okay.
Robert, how do you spell? Oh, it's on the token.
Yep.
Oh, I asked Sard if he has a weapon.
I assume the weapon has been taken.
Yeah.
It was a hand axe.
I'm just gonna, and I guess wizards can. I don't know this, but he doesn't look like he can wield a big giant weapon. So I give him my handy dandy dagger.
Okay.
That I've never used. So it's a dagger of venom, actually.
Sard says.
So it's probably curved, and it probably has like 2 snakes. The pommel has like 2 snakes twisted together.
And you tell him that that's a dagger of venom.
Yeah.
Or you let him.
Maybe it looks like the fangs of the serpent from Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
Right.
So he said, "Yes, thank you." He says, "I have."
Yeah, I said
weapons."
it can inject. If you get a good shot in, I don't know how, but you might be able to inject venom into a creature.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. And he carefully. Does it have a sheath with it he can use, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So he carefully sheaths it and.
Okay.
That's good. So it's good you have a magic weapon because that's important.
Yes. And he's very different than Reagan. Give him whatever you want, he will take it.
Carl, would you give us 2 more percentile rolls, please?
Okay.
Nice. All right. Turns out it was worth checking this thing's belly. Would you give us a 3d6 roll, please? You threw 3d6 at my head. There we go. So there are, 30 platinum pieces spill out from this thing's guts.
Clearly, this one had better taste than its mother.
30 platinum?
Yeah. 30 platinum, yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Platinum number 5 in this edition? 5 gold make 1 platinum?
Yeah, 5 GP.
Yes.
Okay. Just for calculating XP for you guys.
Are there any? So there were carvings on some of the walls in the last section. Or is there any sign of that in this section, or is this kind of like more natural?
No, this actually is more natural. Although you can tell from the you can tell that this area down here was used at one point in the past and seems to have resumed. This is sort of like, if in modern day you walked into like, I don't know, like Edinburgh jail, or whatever. Like it's something that has seen centuries of disuse, but is being put into use again now.
Interesting.
So what do you? Let's quickly go back and talk about the conversation you had with your toad, the terrible toad men as well too. What they've described is that the rest of this chamber, there are toads, more toads out there. Well, very much in gestures towards the big one, like that as well. But this leads back. There is and there will be more of our fellows coming. They all are coming from up above, where the great hungry spirit awaits us to bring blessings. They will bring blessings for you too, if you ask.
Not quite sure about that because I've already got a blessing, but I'll take it under consideration.
As you're talking to them too, you can see that each of them has some kind of brand on them that looks like at first it does look like a jagged gash, but if you ask them, it's a crocodile's tooth that has been branded into each of them.
So I will then ask, can you guys turn into crocodiles? Because we think some of the others can turn into crocodiles.
The blessings of this? Yes.
I don't want you to do it right now, but just as I want to know if that's not. I'm sure that I don't want you to turn into crocodile people, but thank you for letting me know.
So, and some of them are inadvertently doing sort of weird, toad man imitations of crocodiles, the kind of snapping their teeth,
Yep. Cool. All right. And all of your people or your warrior caste or whatever are like this.
The spirit of hunger brings strength for us. We will finally crush our foes and take this. And at one, we will finally take the spire as well.
That's where the pterodactyl men live.
The end.
As I say, the
sky folk.
I describe the.
Yes. We'll tear them, break their bones, eat their flesh, and they're all kind of all starting to snap and getting into this thing.
Classic.
You had to bring it up, didn't you?
Working up the rabble.
Yeah, Xanaco's a real crowd pleaser, you know, so. All right. So I guess we should have a quick discussion about what we actually want to do. It sounds like these caves might connect to like the holy site on some level.
They do.
Spire, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the spire's different. There's the spire is in a different place, and that's where the pterodactyl men live. But there's this holy site that the toad men and the man toads venerate. That was why we came here in the first place.
The spirit of hunger brings his strength. He will soon transform. In the next chamber, there is an ancient beast. An ancient beast from old times, before our times. He will infest it and transform it, and we will ride out and feast and feast and feast. And they're all sort of like croaking and whatnot. And this is, again, like it's being translated through your thing. So they're getting all worked up and all like croaking and chirping and whatnot too. And it's coming through in this dispassionate kind of voice from your rod. And feast and feast and feast and blood and gristle and muscle and feast and meat and blood.
All right. Where is this beast that's going to be transformed?
And they describe to the east, there is a chamber. It sleeps ancient
to the
and
east,
hungry.
not to the west.
I'm sorry, to the west.
To the west. Okay.
The west.
So,
which way is west?
Where you came from.
West is where we came from. I think they're talking about the big one. And I don't say that. I just sort of like put that together 2 and 2 in my head, and then I sort of turn to Iphigenia and see if she puts it together too.
The more who hunger, the stronger he becomes. These offerings, and he gestures at the toad folk, or the toad skippers. They will be feast. They will be fodder. You see. And actually, Robert, would you give us a 2d6 roll, please? Let me make a morale check. So it looks like these, now that they're armed, the toad skippers are not really keen. They seem to understand what the toad folk are saying, and they're not. The enmity between their kind is very, very old, and it seems like they're ready to plunge their daggers into these things. They're not yet. I think partly due to your presence and partly due to the fact they're not actually active. But yeah, the way more they talk about like feasting on their people and their villages and stuff like that, the more they're just like. All
right, so time to talk to the toad skippers, I think.
Yeah, so Iphigenia can talk to them while these guys are riding and tell the toad skippers, well, the beast they're talking about, it's not going to eat anymore.
It looks.
It's we destroyed it.
Yeah, I don't think it. Oh no, but do you say that in common or do you say that?
Well, I only speak common, right?
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to whisper it to them, like away from these guys while they're.
So the toad skippers. I don't think they speak common. No,
they don't speak common.
They're the device that Xanaco is using is translating his words into a language that they seem to understand.
Yeah. All right, so. Let's communicate among us in common, if we can.
I have pigeon toad skipper apparently.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll try to pigeon it out for them.
Don't we want to? We probably want to talk strategy for a second, right?
Yeah.
One idea is that we could tell these toad skippers, try to get back to your homeland and let everybody know what's going on. And who knows if they make it or not, but they're pretty good at surviving in the jungle. So,
and the way is clear for them, pretty much.
And the way is pretty clear for them. Not necessarily great odds if they run into a couple of C-Tech cultists. They're just going to be back here, but that might be better than trying to keep them under control while we've got the toad men under control.
Yeah. Yeah, we could send. That's probably the best. Strategy, send them away.
Yeah. So I'll say, all right, Iphigenia, why don't you tell the toad skippers that they have their freedom, and
it's like go, you're free. The way is clear. That way.
To the west, you mean?
To the west, yeah.
Okay.
Back the way we came.
All right. Oop, that's the light.
their beast has been destroyed.
Okay. The toad skippers sort of look at each other, and then
tell your people what we have done here.
Yeah, I think that they will need. They can't actually see in the dark.
Oh.
Yeah, so they will need the toadmen. The terrible toadmen can see in the dark, but the toad skippers cannot.
All right, so. Well, we could give them a torch, right? Because
give them a couple torches.
Okay, then they will make their way out.
All right, I will give them 2 torches just in case, because they probably, are going to move slow while they're in the cave.
Yeah.
So that takes me down to 4 unused torches.
And this
one is probably getting low too, right?
What you see too, as they pass the that toad, that like domesticated or whatever, the subservient toad.
That one.
They go down and kind of scritch it.
Like friendly like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
That's an interesting detail. I guess hopefully that means they'll get past the other toads.
Other
that were in
frogs,
the cave.
I mean, you guys do one of the things you know from the toad skippers is that this place, like the reason they wanted to take it over, is that it's held wholly by both the terrible toadmen and the toad skippers.
Yep.
Yeah, what did you do to these terrible toadmen? That's the problem.
Yeah. So now it seems like what we want to do is keep going to the east, right, and try to get through the caves and then into the holy site.
Yeah.
I have no idea how long this scepter is going to work for, or if it's going to be able to work on more or what. So it seems like we probably can't count on that dealing with all our interactions with the toadmen. And I don't know if they start turning into crocodiles. It seems like one of the things that I remembered from my knowledge of C-Tech is that, the transformation is not just physical, it is also kind of mental and spiritual. So they may not be affected by the scepter if they get a chance to transform. Seems likely that would be the case, and they're really dangerous when they transform, right? Because we face some of them and they're pretty tough. How long is the starlight gonna last?
Starlight?
Yeah,
I will find out.
That was from your ring, right?
From the ring.
Yeah, so it's level 10. So I'm just gonna see what level 10. 1 turn per, so 10 turns.
That's almost an hour, hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good. All right. Is there anything that we need to take care of before we move on? I'm a little banged up and Amar's a little banged up, but I think I need to keep my hands on this staff to make sure I maintain control. Sard, you okay? You gonna be all right?
Yeah, I will be fine.
And I've got some extra rations, and because we have not interacted and done this before, one of the things about me is that I can call upon the Great Feathered Serpent to provide food and water, so we'll be okay with that.
But you have to, once you let go of that
I can't really do it with while doing the scepter thing. So
maybe tell those guys to go over there and bury this thing while we think about it.
Okay. Yeah, they drag its split open corpse back to the carcass.
That's if Xanico does that, actually, if you suggest that.
Yeah, Xanico will say, why don't you toadmen go deal with this while we talk about what our next step is.
Okay.
That sort of thing. And there's definitely, so they told me that the cave extends out and there's more more terrible toadmen on the way.
Yeah.
Right.
There'll be more coming down, and then the cavern is full of more toads. Glorious toads, they say.
Cool. Well then.
And you were asking about the water as well too. The water does get deeper.
I mean, we can, now that they're in a nice clump, I look over at Amar. I tap my PDW. I don't know how long you can hold on to your rod there, Xanico.
Yeah, I don't know. It is true that if we lose control of them, we could be facing, it could be, 5 Toadmen turn into 10 Toadmen enemies. But I also feel like that's kind of Xanico. That's not really Xanico's speed to just gun down people that he's had magical control over that can't do anything about it. So,
well, you can release them. You can release them, and then as soon as you release them, then you're not in control of them over. It's semantics. What's going to happen is, here's what's going to happen though. You're going to eventually have to scratch behind your ear and let go of the rod, and they're going to be released anyway.
They did try and kill you immediately before this, I suppose, as well. You did see the crocodile ones, and you would still have a very visceral recollection of your friends and allies from the toad skippers being torn apart.
It's definitely no, I get what the point is. I think Xanico is not unwilling to try to kill these guys off. He's just
I don't mean
uncomfortable.
To sway you one way or the other. Just for what we've been going through. You spent a day or two hanging out with these people. They welcomed you. They were very grateful to see you. Even of everyone you've met since you escaped the sleepers, these have been the most welcoming. The Monkey Meister has been become kind of an ally to you two, but he's a bit weird, and his monkeys beat the shit out of you as well. So you knew them well enough, if you the way I'm thinking of it is when you if you travel and you get to a hostel and you have a really good couple of nights with people you just met, they're not lifelong friends necessarily, but you know them well enough to be like, oh, we got some good time, and then they're just fucking torn apart and murdered. That's the level of connection you would have had with those people. That
I mean, it's easier if you just keep control of them and we gun them down. But if you feel morally obligated to release them before we gun them down and put ourselves in danger, that's on you and your feathered serpent.
Man, Iphigenia is just,
It's all about practicality.
So what
to give you an idea of how much time has passed too, I've been ticking down as we've been going for either during non-combat time or this. Your torch, lasts for an hour, and this most recent one you just started before you entered this chamber. It is about 2/3 burned down right now.
Yeah. So I think the thing to do is to say, all right, you two, and I.
Let's get into position, Amar.
Yep. And I'll tell the Toadmen, lay down your weapons and stand ready to be reviewed, or whatever the equivalent, basically like on parade style type thing. They line up in the form.
Prostrate on their knees.
Yeah, and Iphigenia is going to get her PDW ready.
All right.
I go for new friend Sard. You got something that can take care of your former captors? Maybe something explosive? Mage? She says with a raised eyebrow.
Explosive, no, but things that can damage, yes.
All right. Well, this is our plan. If you object, well, talk to your gods about it later.
All right. Whenever you guys are ready, I'm not going to release them. I'm going to try to maintain control while they...
Okay.
Yep. All right. So then, Amar, what do you have in mind here?
Well, I've got my gun. I've got the radium pistol.
So you get out. Ooh, go ahead and roll damage. Let's see if there's any point in rolling hit points for these things.
And Iphigenia as a backup.
Yep.
Okay.
So you see every single one of them on the ground. They go into that negative. You can see their skeletons, and every single one of them dies.
Mm-hmm. And the poor Toad too. Oh well.
Toad as well.
Toad.
Yep.
Sard just kind of, his expression doesn't change much, but there might be almost a very slight smile.
The cruelty of these things really cannot be overstated.
Okay.
Yeah, so Xanico, you can see he kind of releases one hand off of the scepter, and kind of his shoulders, have been right. He's been holding it up.
Yeah, I know.
So his arms and shoulders kind of untense, and he sort of
the bluish light goes from his eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we want to do some healing while I'm not?
Yeah, we should do that, because you might have to. And then Iphigenia is going to massage poor Xanico's shoulders, because he's probably going to have to do it again.
Yep. All right. What have I got healing wise? Let me check. I think I've got just about everything. Yeah, I've got 3 cure lights and 2 cure mods. Amar, what are you down, 7?
Yeah, I'm down 7.
All right, let me do a cure light on you. 1d8 on Amar. Let me do another one. All right, Amar.
All right.
Damn.
And then I will do a bigger one on me, because I'm down a little more.
Okay.
And see if that on me. 8.
It's better. Okay.
Yeah, that's better. All right.
So the
And
swirl.
I think I should save everything else for if we get in trouble.
This will be the first time you've seen this too, Sard. With the swirling green of the Great Feathered Serpent restoring Xanico and offering some small relief to Amar.
Okay. And he's he just observes. He's obviously taking it in and actually watching fairly carefully. So
Okay.
All
So,
right.
what do you guys wish to do next?
Let's go investigate the rest of the cave.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
If you want to go sneak around first, since it's going to take you a minute to get your, or is your infravision? Can you still see in the dark, Iphigenia?
Yeah, it lasts for 12 hours. I don't think we've been in here.
Okay, so yeah, we're still good. So, you want me and Amar and Sard to hang out here, and you can go
scout ahead.
Scout
Or
ahead.
what? It was down here, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, let me just. I need to resize these. I had them at the wrong size.
Oh. Big toads.
Okay. All right, so you would see this before you got in too closely as well, too. They seem to be kind of splishing around in fairly deep water.
Yeah.
So you spot them before they do anything, and it may be your mind playing tricks, but you think one of them may have looked at you.
Okay.
Does not seem to move. It's still lazily kind of splishing around. But what do you wish to do?
Well, I can go back and report
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. I tell them I see large frogs like that frog in that corner.
What you can
there.
also tell from there, when you're further away and in the darkness as well, looking back, it is it's like a spotlight for where the starlight is.
Yeah.
So everyone else is standing in, a well-illuminated area. From anywhere else in this vast cavern, it would be the first thing that would draw your attention is that light.
For sure. Okay. Well, they haven't bounded over yet, even though they see that big light. So she's gonna take her chances, but maybe you guys should get a little closer just in case I need backup
Yeah. Let's.
behind this wall or something.
Yeah. I like that idea. I'll move over.
immediately moves up.
Okay, so she's gonna move across. It's got her PDW out now, and it's gonna and the temple is towards the right, correct?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just quickly looking to find the swimming rules for this game. I know they've got...
Okay.
Swimming. If you're unarmored, you have a 1 in 20 chance of drowning, a 4 in 20 chance of wearing light armor, and 6 in 20 if clad in medium, 19 in 20 if clad in heavy armor. A swimmer
you just drown, right? Is that roll that?
Well, if you roll that, you start drowning, you're sinking. A swimmer has 5 in 6 chance to remove light armor before drowning, 4 in 6 chance of medium armor, and 2 in 6 chance of heavy armor.
But you can hold your breath underwater, right?
Yeah, swimming for, let's see here. Chance of drowning must be checked. Oh, asphyxia is on page 263. An asphyxiating creature sustains 1d6 hit point cumulative damage per round until losing consciousness at 0 hit points. At the end of every third round, you must make a test of Constitution. Once it's been failed, then you begin to asphyxiate. So every 3 rounds, you make a test of Constitution, and then if you fail, you start taking 1d6 hit points per round until you hit 0. Oh, shit. 1d6 on the first round of asphyxia, 2d6 on the second, 3d6 on the third, and so forth. It is a pretty substantial death spiral once you stop holding your water. However, holding your breath. But it's not until the end of the third round.
Yeah.
That is really punishing. That's like 30... Yeah. I mean, I guess 30 seconds, that's not...
Yeah.
You know, that's 30 seconds underwater might be reasonable to start checking. Yeah. So anyway, with that in mind, what do you wish to do, Iffy? You can see one of those. There's one of those big toads lounging in the on a sandbar or something in the middle of the the darkness. Yep. And then there's another one a little further north of that, lounging on the side, and the other one is lazily splashing around in the water. But you can't help but feel that those large eyes are looking at you.
I don't know.
What do you wish to do? You have visions of how far that last one was able to jump in one single bound.
All right. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to come back here if they allow me to, and say I think we're going to have to fight this one through. I can't think of a way around it. And the small frogs have been unhostile, but these large frogs just seem more predatory.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I can open fire and we can draw them into where we can see.
Yeah, what's
the
range is 70 on this PDW.
Right? Oh yeah, so he can hit anything he could see without any penalty.
So I can open fire at this one here.
Well, there's a little bit of a kind of choke point right here if we want to stand right here, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And you could fire from there, and then obviously we can get ready to
do something. Yeah. All right, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to open. It seems like there's no way through this, and I'd rather not get jumped. Like that one jumped.
Literally and figuratively?
Yeah, that one jumped like 40 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So big jump. So do you want us to, why don't we take position first?
So the reason I didn't extend the wall out here too, guys, is that I'm picturing this corner here as being kind of like, it's a rocky like slope that kind of goes up and then joins the wall. So if you wanted to like take cover there, I mean, it's unlikely these things have range attacks, but remember what dragged Reagan to her doom, right? Was that nasty tongue.
Mm-hmm.
That might afford you some cover right in here.
All right. Well,
so you mean we can climb on this wall and fire down upon them?
Yeah, and use some of it as cover. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably, I think that's good.
Okay.
That's what Virginia's going to do, though. She has a sight on 2 of them.
All right. So
right. I will move out into sort of clear zone.
Yep.
How far away are they, Carl?
Oh, yeah, you guys can't. There's one that's 50 feet, and I point in that direction, and the other one is like 40 feet. 40 feet. Like if you come near me. Yeah. Like if you were to get here. Yeah, if you were to get here, right? And then there's 2 more. Doable? Yeah, there's 2 more like over here. So when they come in range, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is like the edge of the star line. It's like right here, right?
Yeah, it looks like it on my end.
So you could fire down upon them, I guess, if they close. All right. Well, I'm going to open fire then.
Okay.
So when this is happening, if Nassar basically would like to cast a spell preparing beforehand. Okay. So he basically takes his hands and then pulls them kind of like around his body, and as he does, ice seems to come from his fingers and encases his body. So basically, he casts ice armor on himself.
Cool.
Nice.
What does ice armor do?
Ice armor. Sorry, I need to pull up the character sheet. It gives you. There it is. So it's 1 turn plus 1 turn per caster level. So it's going to be 4 turns.
Okay.
And it changes my armor class to 4 with my dexterity mod.
Nice.
And you probably float. You probably float since you're ice.
Well, I'm not ice. Just that. Damage resistance 1, but it is melted by magical fire.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But they're fire toads.
That's nice at DR1 too. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So then you get a surprise round on these things. So which one do you want to fire at first? Can you fire? Is it a maximum of 3 shots per round?
It says 3. It says 3 attack rates.
Yeah, it's 3-1.
Okay. So
all right, I'm gonna focus fire. I'm gonna fire at the one at the edge.
Okay.
This one down here.
Still dead.
This one will probably jump up maybe and a mark and attack it. So I'm gonna fire at this one here.
Sure. Let me just.
I put it in the missile weapon, so it should be correct now.
Okay.
So just moving here to come out around as well.
I'm just gonna copy my.
Okay. So just let me know when.
Yeah. Go right ahead. It's the one that I just replaced here. That's the one that you're firing on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Hit.
Hit. Oh, crit.
Crit. Go ahead and roll D6.
Okay. Can you change targets, or is that a...
Yeah.
Okay, 5 on that.
5, so which is, I think, times 3, isn't it?
Times 3, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's 2 shots, and this thing, and it sits drifting dead
and
in
I'm
the
gonna,
water.
so that if I can switch... Oh, that one, okay. So then I'll switch to this one then.
Yeah, go ahead.
For that third shot.
Yep, third shot.
That's a miss.
That's a miss.
Yeah. Okay.
As you're trying to walk the fire over, and steam flies up from where that hits.
Carl, are you counting the?
Yeah, I got it. I have three left in this pack, and then I got to switch out. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
One more round of fire, and then I got to switch packs.
Okay. So then, guys, let's roll initiative. Robert, you're still kicking. Oh, you lost last time, so it's going over to Arlen. Everyone decide what you're doing with your round. And you can hear angry croaks from out there too, deep ones, large.
Let's see, how does that work?
Okay.
Excuse me.
That you are excused. Okay. Oh, nice prayer.
It's okay. From what I was understanding. For what I was understanding, I would be able to get up on this wall also with a move action.
Well, the thing is, you're not going to have a view though. Like, there's only so much room over there.
Okay.
But maybe like here, like this water, like over here or something.
Yeah, like you could duck behind that pillar over there.
Okay.
And so cover from there as well.
Okay. In that case, I don't think you can get there with half moves, so it's going to do this.
Okay. All right. So that's everyone. Then it is Arlen.
Amar still. Yeah, there we go.
I got it. It's good.
All right, then Arlen, would you kindly beat my 3? Yeah. Nice. All right, so then first up will be Missile with Iffy.
Well, don't they have melee? Do they charge or
they
jump?
have to move. I can't. I might be able to get in range. Hold on with a charge. Let's see.
You're welcome.
Yeah, DM to
stop
DM.
it.
Love it. Not enough. I actually can't get in. Oh, they can move double their move, can't they? With a charge.
Charge is 1.5.
1.5. Yeah, so I can definitely.
But they still got to have. They still got to half move.
Run is
Still
double.
gotta half
Charge is
move.
1.5.
Yep.
They can still only half move in a phase if they charge. So your charge can be like held up.
Yeah, so they're going to be mid-air as you're seeing these things leap in. So there's one that's coming in to towards Iffy. I'll put this over here.
Yeah, I fired at that one.
There's one that is coming towards where Amar is, and another one towards where Amar is as well too.
All right.
So that is the melee. They're mid-air. Then it is Missile, Iffy.
So if he's going to open up on this one,
Okay.
the one to the south.
Yep, go ahead. Hit.
Nice.
Hit.
Wow.
So 16, 23 points of damage. That's solid hits on this thing. But its bulk is still coming down.
Okay.
Then it is hold for enemy
Amar's
within
got
range.
missile
Yeah,
too,
Amar,
right?
what are you doing?
This is the only one I can see, so
Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
that's okay. Don't worry
Ooh.
about it.
Yeah,
Go
it's
go
okay.
ahead.
Zap him.
I
It's a
mean,
cone, though, right?
Yep.
yeah, it's a cone that would be.
So yeah, the beam, the rings go out, get bigger, and this thing turns black or transparent for a moment, and it will. When it hits the ground, it's going to be dead.
Yeah.
The momentum will carry the carcass forward, though.
Yeah.
Then it is magic. So we got Xanako.
All right, Xanako, scepter of command in one hand, torch in the other, raises him up. The swirl of power from the great feathered serpent comes around him as he casts prayer. So
Nice.
it's +1 to a bunch of things and -1 for enemies that are within, I think, 60 feet. I will double check.
Okay.
But I can't see any aside from this one. So
Okay.
I don't know if they are close enough or not.
Oh, right. Yeah, because the darkness. Jeez.
Yeah. So
I
let me
love
check
dynamic
the
lighting so much.
distance.
Okay. Then
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know, Will, you couldn't see that.
No, that's okay, bud. It's no big deal.
okay. Then
We were gonna have to do melee with him anyway.
Yeah, I think so, because they're so quick on the jump.
Yeah. LMNOP.
then it is move for Sard. What are you doing, Sard?
Yep, I'm just gonna come out here so I can actually see something, maybe.
Oh, doesn't say on
Okay.
prayer. You have to check incantation.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. Then it is, I think, the end of phase 1. So we're on to phase 2. We have melee. So this body suddenly hits next to Sard.
So it only actually is a 30-foot radius. So I don't think it affects any of the enemies unless they're like
Nope.
right there.
No. So then we've got, boom, something lands right next to you, Amar. And then,
Wonderful.
boom, another one lands next to that carcass next to you, Iffy. So let's see here. Amar, this is on you. That's a miss. So even though you've been facing one way and then suddenly out of the darkness this thing lands, your quick reflexes keep you out of its maw. And for Iffy, that's a miss as well, too. And then I need to make, I forgot to move this other one.
Ooh, one more coming.
There's one more coming in. And you can hear it splash out of the water and then thunder down. You're all covered in water. Actually, no, it's probably far enough away. Then we have Sard. Your second move is the right one that you were doing?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
so then your
he's
second
gonna-
move?
Yep, he's gonna be here for cover.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
hopefully.
And then I think that's Iffy and Amar could move. Oh, no, you did
We're
range
above them,
attacks.
right?
Yeah, you did range can't.
No, we're fine.
I'm basically holding.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of round 1, guys. Run around 2. Let's we'll decide what you're doing with your round. Arlen's still kicking my ass here.
Start.
Okay. Okay, so everyone's in there. Then, Arlen, would you kindly beat my 6?
Damn it.
This will be a favored round as well.
Ah!
Yes! Nice. All right, so melee, we've got Iffy, Zanico, and Amar up first. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Amar.
Yeah.
Or Zanuck, or whomever.
Well, I need to. So I can only get to 1. So why don't I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you guys can spread out. So Zanico, the prayer gets to keep going for a little while because he's not concentrating on it, but he's got that Atlantean scepter. He's going to try to brain this thing with it.
Go right ahead.
Not like that.
You have 3 points of Astonishing Fortune left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you guys want me to use it?
Yeah, burn it, brother.
Yeah, you guys got
All
9
right.
minutes left in the session.
I will use it.
Can't keep them.
Oh,
so.
solid hit. And you're going to be able to add +1 to the damage on that.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So that's a solid hit. You.
What does prayer do for us?
Prayer is +1 to hit, to save, and to damage, and it's not affecting any enemies, so it's not the -1 to them for those. So it's actually, and I don't know if I don't think I get the bonus to attack and damage because it says allies, and it seems like it affects other people, not
Didn't
me.
we determine that allies? Now this could
Includes
be
you in this.
Yeah, I could be thinking of third, but there's clarification in third for sure that allies includes you.
Okay, I'm happy either way.
Yeah.
I didn't remember which way we had done it before.
I'm fine with it being you as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I get my prayer bonus too for this round and 2 more.
So an extra, here we go, point of damage. All right, so you get in and hit this thing. It's quite large, but I mean, not nothing that you did with that.
Yeah.
Then it is, we have Iffy or Amar. Who would like to go next?
Oh, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah,
On that
so I'll
one
attack
there to
this
the
one
south.
right here. I'll attack this one here.
Yeah.
And I'm using the bastard sword two-handed.
Yep.
Chomp down on them. I already added the mods
Okay.
for prayer.
I want you to get +1 for superior position as well, too.
Oh, okay. So that, and it should just be able to increase my attack mod, right?
Yeah.
To give that bonus. Okay, so I did that.
Solid hit. Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Great.
And the second attack, I guess.
Okay, +6, +2, +4. 6 has got to be your attack mod, +2 from your specialization, +4 from your strength. What?
+3 from strength, right?
+3 from strength to hit.
No, to hit it should be plus. Attack mod is.
So let's try to make sense
right?
of
'Cause
your.
It starts at 2
Yeah.
for my specialization.
'Cause you
then
got 6
1 for prayer. I don't know if I did it right.
He added all the bonuses, the prayer bonus and the position bonus.
And everything.
too,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's
Got it.
yeah.
Got it.
That's
okay.
what the +4 is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all solid hit.
Okay.
Hack. This is a favored round, so if you give a second attack, you're welcome to make it.
And then it should be plus. Let me see if they did this right. So 2d6 plus strength, and then +3 for the magic and the prayer.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So second attack.
Go. Oh, solid hit. Not as much damage, but still pretty darn good. All right.
Okay. Almost gone.
Yeah. You're really hammering. So, Amar, what would you like to do?
So yeah, I'll go ahead and try and work to finish it off if I can hit it.
For sure. Yep.
Where's my combat?
Deploy
stuff?
Kesty.
Yeah. AC 7.
No. Does that include your prayer bonus?
Or that'd be an AC 6.
AC 6. I don't think that's good enough, unfortunately.
Okay. And then we'll go with my second attack. Ooh, I hit that time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's, oh yes, that second one. So yeah, and you, with how injured this thing is, its eyes seem to be like bulging out. You turn and you miss with the first one, but then that second one hits it solidly on the. Oh, hold on, the first one you did not include your positional bonus and you did not include your prayer bonus, right?
Well, I did the prayer because that was AC 6.
Oh, so
but
yeah.
Position I forgot about. So that would have been
So
AC 5.
that is, it still would have missed it by 1, unfortunately.
Okay.
All right, so then it is.
Amar giving him the old rope-a-dope.
They're melee.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it's their melee then. So we got this. It's going to try and grab you, Amar. Let's see here. That is a miss. And then the one in the water leaps forward. And I'll randomly determine. I got 1, 2, 3 going across here. Amar again, actually. Okay. So this thing tries to snap at you. Whoa! I hit an AC 0.
That hits.
That hits. Okay. So you take 6 points of damage, but you pull back before it can actually get a grip on you.
Okay.
Oof, yeah. Then it is
missile
magic. Yeah, so Sard, what are you doing?
He raises his hands towards the one that, let's see, just landed right here.
Yep.
And a dart shoots out from his, basically looks like a shard of ice, basically.
Yes.
Shoots out towards the frog.
Go ahead, roll damage.
And
it's the like an ice magic missile, right?
Yes, basically. So he can do 3. There will be 3 of them, but it's 1 per round. So
interesting.
Yeah, which is a little not as great as I thought.
So what is it? Is it 1d4 plus 1, just like magic missile?
It's 1d4 plus 1. Sorry, it's 1d6 plus 1.
That's better.
Yeah, because I think it's the Pyromancer and the Cryomancer both have the stronger version because they get the only one type.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 1d6 plus 1. May shoot as many magic ice darts as he has CA levels at a rate of 1 per round. Each requires an attack roll. And the Cryomancer's also, so I'm about to roll that. But it's modified by dexterity bonus, which I do have, and it's a plus 1 bonus for every 2 caster levels. So for Cryomancer. So I've already
so you
got
should be able to set that up as a I'm sure you've done this already, but set up as a weapon.
I've already got it.
Go ahead.
I have.
Roll your attack roll.
I've included the new bonuses as well. So for the different spells.
I played an ice mage in Warcraft for a very long time too, so I can't help. There's a specific type of thing that forms around you and goes out in that. So
that's so funny.
Yeah, I have a ready-made image. Excellent. That is a hit.
Okay.
Very good.
And that includes all the bonuses from like prayer and such as well.
Excellent.
So.
Cool.
Okay, so first one slams into the side of this thing like a icicle.
Nice.
Then it is, I think that's the end of phase 1. Looks like nothing interesting is happening on phase 2. So guys, let's skip to round 3. Let's see if we can finish this fight.
Yeah.
And then award some XP. Okay, everyone decide what you're doing with your round. I'm going to roll myself here. All right.
Prayer bonus is still up.
Okay.
You can still hear the sound of hissing in wings around you.
All right, that's
wings.
everybody.
Wings?
The great feathered serpent.
The feathered serpent.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Everybody got paranoid real quick.
Wings?
Everybody's like,
It reminded me of last week's Ravnica game. Right?
Yeah. Oh God,
if he starts shooting the sky, shooting the
If you grapple with the bull, you get the horns.
Yes. That was awesome. Oh God, leaping Minotaur barbarian. I really can't ask for more from a session of D&D. All right, then Arlen, would you kindly beat my 2? Yes. Nice. All right, then it is melee. We've got Zaniko, Iffy, and Amar.
Same order.
Same order?
Yeah,
right.
Let's do same order.
Zaniko.
Nice.
Cool.
Does that include the plus 1 I mentioned?
That includes everything. Yeah.
Excellent. Yep. Then
right.
I guess
Iphigenia.
Iffy. Yep.
Right. Yep. The one to the south of her.
Okay.
2-handed bastard sword again.
Oh, I'm gonna mark down how many I had here. Okay.
Holy crap.
Just so I can delete some of these tokens here.
Okay. Oh, that one's
All
gone.
right.
All right, the second attack is going to be the one. Oh, I have to move.
Yeah, but you can move
can
between
I-
rounds. Yeah, you could leap down from there. You're going to lose your positional bonus because you won't
That's
be
fine.
elevated
Okay,
any
I'll-
longer. But
Yeah, well, that's better for us.
yep.
All right, I took off the bonus and attack again.
Oh,
Max
holy
damage.
smokes.
Boxcars on the damage. Especially you guys leaps and slices down.
Yep.
That's a crit, right?
No.
It's just the max on the damage.
Well, almost max. One away from max on the damage.
Got it.
Okay. Then we've got Amar.
All right, let's see if I can hit.
It's because of the prayer. That prayer is quite nice.
Yeah, that's not gonna make it.
Yep.
Here's that second one though. It was a rope-a-dope.
There you
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that is enough to slay it.
Nice.
All right. So Sard, I guess you just release the other icicles. Okay. Then, guys, we're right at quitting time. We will leave our stuff here. Let me quickly calculate XP for you guys, and then we will call it a session. All right.
I tell Amar, I missed that quad punch. The 2-on-2 versus 2-on-2, Amar. Good to have you back.
Side by side.
And the ray gun.
Oh yeah. Ray gun rules.
I missed you, Reagan. Did you say ray gun or did you say Reagan?
I was just thinking that. It's like,
whichever you want.
We lost a ray gun, but we regained a ray gun.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get exactly the same thing.
How many points of Astonishing Fortune are left?
2, I believe.
2?
2 points.
Yeah, because I used 1.
All right. And you found that gold as well too. And it's Betty.
Yep.
Nope. All right. And you have the 10% bonus as well. Nope, that's wrong. Okay. It's 4 of you playing.
Not to interrupt your thought process, but Cure Serious is what you need to get rid of scarring and things like that, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'll carry that house rule over into this game too.
Yeah. Because I'm close.
Ooh. Yeah, those high level spells are pretty interesting. All right, so guys, each of you is walking away today with, including your prime requisite bonus, I'm assuming everyone's getting the prime requisite bonus, 391 XP. That's 391 XP.
We still need to cut open these things to look inside, right?
Yeah.
You do.
Start cutting open.
All right. So with that, we will bring this session to a close, guys. So
cool.
Session 61 brings us to an end. Congratulations on venturing further into the depths of the Toad Temple. And Robert, welcome. Congratulations on bringing Sard to the table for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
actually, I hit something. So.
For those, a solid hit right out from the gate. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for our most recent session of the Reavers of Thule campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this session, this campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and we will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can find a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to this campaign, every other campaign we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great channels, including Finding a Group. There's a couple folks, including Robert. You're still looking for folks for a DCC game, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a play-by-post.
Yeah. So if you are interested in playing in a play-by-post game, you can find that under the Find a Group. Carl, were you looking for folks, or was Arlen? You're looking for people, aren't you? For a pulp game?
Sort of. I've got enough, but if more people want to play some 1920s, 1930s interwar pulp, Indiana Jones, punch the bad guys and do daring deeds and all that sort of stuff, you're welcome to join.
There you go. You can find all of those ways of joining the groups on the Find a Group channel. There's also a bunch of other great channels with tons of great people. It's a really lovely community, really great people, great topics, very knowledgeable as well too. So if you want to be learning about these games, any other game, there's plenty of folks who can help you out with that over there. In addition, there's a link down below to the Heroes Save Villages campaign, which is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, and we actually have someone who donated, I believe, a set. I got to double check this, but for our next charity raffle, we have a set of the 3rd edition books that a member of the community has offered to donate. So we will have, for our December 1st raffle, a copy of the Hyperborea 3rd edition rulebooks, which is enormously generous on their part. We're going to be able to announce what more of the prizes are as we go along, but starting on September 1st, you will any donors who have made a donation since August 1st will have a chance to vote for what horror RPG we'll be playing at the end of October, because October is going to be turned over to a bit of a Spooktober theme for the channel. So we have some fun alternate takes on characters. We've got a really interesting thing planned for our Night Below campaign. This campaign I don't tend to run, because we only play every 2 weeks. I don't tend to run war stories for this, but there will be other things on the channel that will be in a horror or spooky theme. And in addition to
there's never any horror in this campaign.
Ever.
We cut back to Reagan being chomped on by this giant.
That was actually pretty intense. I had a very strong mental image of what was happening. Particularly getting away and then getting dragged back in. It's like,
It's got to be a terrifying last couple of moments for sure.
Yep.
Then in addition, for every $25 Canadian that you donate, you get one chance to win one of the prizes from our next charity raffle, and you also have a chance to vote on what games we're playing, and you'll have a chance to help outfit our heroes or have a say in what the story will contain. So lots of great ways to thank you for your donations to SOS Children's Villages International. All money goes to them. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out those kids. And if you happen to be on Twitter as well, too, SOS Children's Villages International has started actually in the past week. They've been sharing the pictures of some of the folks, and it really hit home. Like this kid from Syria is one of the kids who, to date this year, we have raised over just shy of 5,000, I think.
Wow, amazing.
Is it over 5,000 of 5,000 for the kids who benefit from this? So all the money goes directly to help out these kids who really could use a break, and it's staggering the generosity that the community has shown thus far. So
we're at 5,010 for the year.
Wow. Yeah. So that's which is
awesome.
Great. And the thing it's really. It makes a significant, appearance. One of the other photos they posted on their Twitter account this week is a woman who grew up in them too, who's now studying to be an accountant from Malawi. So it really makes a difference to the kids who benefit from those donations. So you get to actually be a hero to some of these kids. You also get a chance to win some cool gaming stuff and to have a say in what's happening in the channel. So all around great stuff. Speaking of great stuff, last thing I'll say is a huge thank you to Robert, Arlen, Carl, and Will. Thank you so much for playing today. And Robert, thank you for coming up with such an interesting character to bring to the table as well, too. I'm very sorry for the tragic end that came to Reagan, though I suspect it may not be the last we see of her, though not in the form we've known. And welcome to Sard, to our new...
Yes.
The horrors that await him. I apologize for what will happen to him as well. And for those listening at home, we hope that we have given you a couple of hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Thulean heroes get themselves up to. We'll be back again in 2 weeks' time, and until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.